So it's if you think that like, oh, he's trying to get a home run, that's just what it looks like when he's
what he does. That's how
I don't know what to tell you.
Randy
it's
too.
not like,
Randy's
let me
swing.
get my 2 RBI double swing going. Just make sure that's my 2-strike approach. It's always without fail. It's a 2
I'm gonna
RBI
switch it
double.
up on you.
Yeah, it's just that is what it is. But I do think you can make some bad decisions when you're pressing,
For sure.
and I am hoping that they are able to get a lead here because these games have felt overwhelmingly like once it gets out of hand, there's been no rally in any of these games, no big rally.
Has it been? I don't know if correct me if I'm wrong. No, X that. I thought I saw a step that said the team that scores first in the series won the game, but then I'm looking at the 3-1
the Mariners
win.
scored first in
Toronto
almost
won
every,
first.
yeah.
Yeah, so X that.
Last night was the first time Toronto had scored first in the series. That was the first
Seattle's-
game. That was the first Mariners playoff game where they did not score first.
Seattle's, I was going to say, in the ALDS and all through the ALCS, Seattle had scored first. And so I think that for Seattle, it's score first and build. A 2-run lead is not safe against Toronto.
Nah.
A 3-1 lead was not safe in Detroit. To continue to build off of that. And I think in continuing to build, you need batters 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, particularly 7, 8, 9 to perform. So I think it's what you're needing in this one.
I wanted to say 6-7 so bad right now.
I'm so disappointed that you didn't. Where are you?
I don't know, man. I didn't want to jack up your train of thought. I'm just gonna leave it.
You should have done it. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bubba and Stacy.
Headline number 1, the Seahawks take on the Texans on Monday Night Football. That's tonight. The same time as the Mariners game. They have a chance to go into the bye week at 5-2. What's the real headline?
The Seahawks are at home, but this time I'm really rooting for a road win. No, I'm not talking about the Texans. I'm, of course, talking about Seattle, the Mariners in Toronto. By the way, I saw it earlier. People were like, hey, are we going to get to the Seahawks? Yes, don't worry. We will a bit later in the show.
You know what's crazy about this game? I expect the Seahawks to win. I think it's going to be tougher than what people think. But according to Team Rankings, a site that I use frequently, they have the Houston Texans with better odds to make the playoffs, 62% to 58%, and better odds to win a Super Bowl, 6.8 to 3.7. And, you know, Team Rankings, I think it's just you log in the data, they look at the schedule, and then they come with these numbers or whatnot, especially with the way this defense has been playing. But like you pointed out, Stacy, they ain't really playing nobody as of late. Like, their 2 wins are coming against teams who are struggling. So I watched the film. There's some balls on defense. C.J. Stroud is a good quarterback. I expect these guys to win the Seahawks tonight, but I think there's going to be a moment in the game where, you know, either you're going to put the Texans away or they're going to make this thing interesting.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, the Huskies were shut down by Michigan 24-7 on Saturday. What's the real headline?
Jed was just distracted by that LinkedIn alert he got about the Florida job. He's just ping. Oh!
What? Gainesville, Florida?
Starts packing a suitcase on the sideline.
Damon Williams played the worst game he's played all year. And it was hard watching the fall because they were in this game at 7-7. He throws an interception. Michigan scores the next play. All right, you have a chance to redeem yourself. Throws another interception. They go down and win that ball game or go up 2 scores, and then the interception late. They were in this game, and Jordan Marshall, running back for Michigan, had himself a day. Tough loss for the Huskies, but I think that it's closer than it appeared.
I think what I'm most bothered about is that I was really ready for us all to start having that kind of chip on your shoulder mentality about, oh, this team's 6-1 and unranked, and the only loss is to Ohio State, and that completely goes out the window falling to Michigan. Like, that entire argument, the momentum that the Huskies could have had being like, oh, you know, where's the respect? How is this team not even 25, not even 24, 23? Like, unfortunately, it was
close.
It was lost with that. Yep. Yeah.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, the Kraken moved to 3-0-2 to start their season with a 4-3 win over Toronto on Saturday. What's the real headline?
It's funny, 4-3 over Toronto is also how I want the ALCS to go.
Yeah, I'll take any score. Song
I'm
with
just
the
talking about the
Mariners.
series.
Yeah, series.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about score trade. I'm like,
I mean,
I'll take
the
anything.
score would be great too. Score to 4-3 to take a 4-3 final series.
I don't know how the Kraken are doing this because I'm looking at their stats, their team stats. They're not in the top 15 in anything. They have
Magic.
Vince Dunn is 60 points. That's down there like 40th or something like that during this whole thing, or 60th, excuse me, in points. Yeah, I don't understand how they're doing it.
I'll tell you why they're
good
doing
for
it.
them.
They're doing it to spite me because when the season started,
We all were
Curtis
just hating
and I
on
were
them.
like, let's go tag team as we like just make fun of this
They're
team.
gonna be
They're gonna be
garbage.
so trash. And then they were like, oh, really?
Gotcha.
We're gonna make you guys
Wow,
look like
I mean-
idiots.
It's what a 82 game schedule. We're only 5 in, so there's plenty of time. But
I don't know. I think we look
I'm
like
not-
fools right
yeah,
now, Curtis.
I would love to be made a fool
I
about the
would.
Kraken this season.
I would also. I would eat that crow with some garlic butter.
Some aioli.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
aioli. Why do you guys? Have you guys had aioli? Because
Yeah,
the way you talk
it's
about it is like
unremarkable.
someone that's never had aioli
I've
before.
tried it, yeah.
What kind of aioli though? Garlic aioli is
Yeah.
the best, but sometimes you get a chipotle aioli, or like a Dijon. Dijon's okay. Stay away from dill, you know. But no, really. I'm just so you guys you're not for your dips. The palate is not where it needs to be.
No, we know our dips.
You guys are in your
keep it
30s,
real.
okay?
Sauce,
You're in
yeah.
your 30s for now,
Buffalo,
right, Bump?
baby.
And you guys are not
Basic.
expanding this.
No, because
I don't
Beyond
need
I know
to.
what I
I'm in my
ketchup and
30s.
barbecue
Yeah.
sauce.
I know what I like.
No,
I've tried it.
be grown. Have garlic aioli.
Have you
Come
had
on.
octopus?
Yes. Have I had octopus?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know why I'll never eat octopus again?
Why?
My friend texted me this last night.
I'm going. Oh, no, I'm worried about what it's going to be. It's going to ruin everything. Okay.
Because of the documentary, The Octopus Teacher. You ever seen that?
Yes.
They're super smart.
Yeah.
Can't eat something that's that smart.
They have feelings.
They'll remember it.
yeah.
Now, Bump, I need one of your favorite things on the planet is steak.
Yes.
If you learn that cows are incredibly intelligent and we just didn't understand it yet, but then we learned that they have like feelings
Well, of course they have feelings.
and they
have
like
feelings.
have the ability, like if you learned a cow could like blink and write a book, would you feel the same way eating steak?
No.
No.
Because to me, a steak isn't even cow. When you look at it, it's just steak. You know what I mean? It's just steak. It's not even a cow. It's
Okay.
steak.
Sure. No, I know. Yeah. It's a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, where you can probably go get cow. George Kirby just became the most important Mariner. Hear what his teammates and experts have to say about his Game 7 start next on your home for the Mariners in the American League Championship Series, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
A moment 48 years in the making.
Hey, Eugenio Suarez, Grand Salami!
It all comes down to this.
The first Game 7 in the history of the Seattle Mariners.
I think it's a beautiful thing. In your backyard as a kid, you imagine those Game 7 moments.
Be excited and ready to go for that challenge.
I feel like the baseball gods wanted us to be here.
ALCS Game 7. First pitch at 5. Hear every pitch of the biggest game in Mariners history on the Seattle Sports app.
I had a young woman who was on a new SUV, and she had attachments to her old car because it was her first car, and she had questions because she was doubling her spending budget, and she was very fiscally responsible. It was almost making her sick. And the best path at that point was to let's stop for the night, and you go home and take a breath. She came back in the morning and bought the car. She was way happier. These are major life accomplishments. You have the ability to afford at this tier. You've secured one of the major needs in your life. You should be feeling a tremendous amount of pride and respect for your accomplishments. I'm just grateful that we get to celebrate it with them, that we get to be part of it in that aspect of it.
The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Stacy here, and if you're in the market to sell your car or explore getting a new one, I have to tell you about the coolest thing. It's Wayscar Ford's vehicle profit sharing program. Here's how it works. You sell them your old car at fair market value. You can sell it that day, get paid right away. The whole thing takes about 30 minutes. Then when they resell it, they split the profit 50-50 with you. It's not a consignment. It's a way for a trusted local dealership to avoid things like auction fees and then split savings with an actual customer. Listen, I am someone who sold an old car years ago and got completely ripped off. It was also later involved in a crime. I don't have enough time to tell you about it. It's another story for another day. But I wish I would have known about this program, and it's why I'm telling you about it now. Other people are finding out Wayscar Ford just surpassed sharing over $1 million with customers who have sold them their cars. Sell your car for top dollar and get a share in half the profit when Wayscar Ford resells it. Why would you want to sell your car anywhere else? WayscarFord.com. That's WayscarFord.com.
This is a message worth listening to. Our friends at Mazda of Everett always offer you their best deals. Mazda of Everett is the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer for a reason. They sell more new Mazdas than any other dealer on the West Coast, offering you their best deal every day. Shop over 300 new Mazda CX-5s with 0.9 financing for 60 months, available on approved credit. Located on Highway 99 in Everett, or shop MazdaofEverett.com. Based on Mazda USA's retail sales reports 2025.
JTV, Jewelry Television. With 80,000 jewelry looks, we're kind of a big deal. Even bigger with new lines of designer handbags, fragrances, and more. And biggest of all, because you could win a 7-night stay in Bali, spending money and thousands worth of JTV jewelry, making you kind of a big deal. Enter by December 7th at jtv.com/sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Then watch JTV on TV or shop jtv.com for big holiday deals.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
At Bible Law Group, our team reflects the same lessons learned by our founder, James Bible, while playing for legendary Husky coach Don James. Coach James always said it's amazing what gets done when nobody claims credit. That's the philosophy we carry into every case, because your victory is what matters at Bible Law Group. When your legal problems hit biblical levels and you feel like you're stuck in a lion's den of litigation, you need a legal team that won't back down. At Bible Law, we've secured over $40 million in settlements for our clients, and we're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
This Breast Cancer Awareness Month, choose care that puts you first. At Snoqualmie Valley Health, you won't wait weeks for a mammogram. Appointments are available now, just 30 minutes east of Seattle. Experience the difference with advanced 3D mammography and our new Breast Health Suite, designed for accuracy, comfort, and peace of mind. If you're 40 and older, yearly screenings are recommended, and no referral is needed if you haven't had a mammogram in the past year. Don't wait. Detect early. Schedule today at SnoqualmieValleyHealth.org.
The fall, well, it's a great time to reset your workouts on new stuff, and Top Fitness has some great deals going on right now. Hey, Brock Hewitt here, and you've heard me talk about working out in your home gym. It's the best. From flooring to everything that goes in that gym, like treadmills, ellipticals, and strength training systems, well, Top Fitness provides it all. Top Fitness represents the very best brands available, like Washington's own Precor, yes, the company that created the elliptical, and Inspire Fitness, the leader in strength training machines, along with so many others. Give Top Fitness your room dimensions right now, and you know what? They'll do the rest. They'll do a complete fitness room design. And right now, get 0% interest financing. Mention you heard it from me and receive an additional $100 off any new treadmill or home gym. It's no secret that everyone, from personal trainers to professional athletes, love Top Fitness. Top Fitness has locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit them online at topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Mariners and ALCS Game 7. First time in franchise history, which is not insane. It's true and very believable and something we already knew because they didn't have a Game 6 before.
Stacy, can you believe this is Game 7?
Can you? Oh, my God. These guys always make fun of me. I know that someone listening is this person in the office or in their family. some of us are the person who every September 1st, October 1st, December 1st, what have you, goes, oh my God, I can't believe it's already December.
Already.
I do it every single month and have for my whole life. And
it's like Cal Ripken-like streak.
Yeah, it's insane. Joe DiMaggio over here. And so these guys have been making fun of me, and that's fine. But the Mariners are in ALCS Game 7 tonight. Seahawks are also Monday Night Football. Two things. One, these games are 2 hours apart for start times. I saw someone else saying, oh, God, they're the same time. So you're going to have a 5:08 p.m. start for Mariners. So we'll be a good chunk into that game by the start of a 7 p.m. kickoff for Monday Night Football. Still, we've got you covered at Seattle Sports for every minute of every game. Find the Mariners on the Seattle Sports app, also AM 770 or 98.9. Catch the Seahawks on the Seattle Sports app or 710 97.3 Cairo FM. I download the app because you can swap between both broadcasts very easily. Also, don't miss the official Game 7 watch party at T-Mobile Park. You can catch Game 7 tonight, 5 p.m. on the biggest screen in Seattle. Go to mariners.com/watch party to get your tickets today. George Kirby just became the most important Mariner. Let's talk about what teammates and experts are saying about his stuff and some of what we absolutely need to see tonight. Here is manager Dan Wilson on going with Kirby in Game 7.
He's the guy that we want in that situation, and he's throwing the ball well, and it's his spot. So, George will be the starter, and expect to have a lot of all hands on deck down there in the bullpen and ready to go at any point.
And then John Smoltz this morning talked about a key for Kirby tonight.
If Kirby, I know this sounds simple, and I know it seems elementary, but my philosophy has always been, whether it's a Game 7 or a postseason, but more importantly in a Game 7, always get the first hitter out. You got less stress. And if the next guy gets on, you're a ground ball away from a double play getting out of the inning. But if you can keep getting the leadoff hitters out, you dull the roar of the crowd, and you put yourself in a less of a heartbeat situation where when they get on base, they're just the best in baseball. And the same thing on the other side. When Seattle is doing what you guys are talking about, taking their walks, creating those big swing moments, they're as good as anybody in baseball. So it really is strength against strength, and who imposes their will either on the mound or at the plate is going to have a decided advantage in this great winner-take-all.
John was on with Brock and Salk this morning, and Bump, I saw you nodding along when he was talking about that key.
Yeah, because obviously you want to get everybody out, right? But the way he described it, I've never actually thought about it that way. Get the first guy out, so then the second guy goes on. You're just a ground ball away from a double play, and you kill the noise of the crowd. We're talking about just how loud it is at Rogers Center, right? I wonder if that's a way of thinking our philosophy throughout the bigs. Of course, you want to get everybody out, but are you extremely aggressive with that first hitter because you feel like you're going to set yourself up? Do you take more risks with that first hitter because you feel like you can set yourself up? Kirby throws strikes. So I think that's just part of his game anyway. But to hear Smoltz kind of describe it like that, it just, it paints a picture.
Well, and statistically, you're just less likely to give up runs when you don't, particularly walking the first, the leadoff hitter is just absolutely killer. Yeah, I think anytime Kirby gets that guy out is going to be a very clear win. But again, something about they have great hitters. Toronto's lineup has just felt never ending. There is not a single person they've had come up to the plate that I haven't thought like, is he not going to run here? And it's one thing when it's, Vlad Guerrero Jr., who's hitting well over 400 in the postseason. It's another when it's Jimenez or whoever else, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, who's just, it's unreal.
There was a walk to Ernie Clement yesterday.
He's been Barry Bonds.
Almost put me down. It was, you can't be walking Ernie Clement.
Absolutely not. Let's take a listen to what Trevor May, this is from The Athletic, had to say about George Kirby.
George Kirby, for me, he's like half a step away from being, I'm not going to say Skoo Bowl level, but like in a top 5 Cy Young conversation, if he'll just stop getting cute for the sake of it. This is my theory. The guy throws into a 9 pocket in the offseason. That's what he does. He likes to move the ball around. He is a very chess masters kind of approach to pitching. and he's got stuff where you don't really need to be a chess master. Like, you're actually hurting yourself by overthinking stuff. Like, he tried to freeze Kerry Carpenter 3 times in a row on an up and in sinker.
I think it's the patterns. I think he gets into the patterns. Like
He's
three times in a row,
just like,
dude.
oh, this is nasty. It's been swung and missed at, and I am going to be stubborn about the fact that I think this pitch worked, even though it's not supposed to work. And then he gets burned. And I'm like, you're taking this chance because, and there's times that he just does it. Like 1 inning in an outing, I'm like, yeah, you went 6 2/3 and gave up 2 or 3 runs, but you had given up zeros up to that point.
I thought that was really interesting.
That is interesting. I love listening to these baseball conversations because, they just see the game differently, right? And hearing them talk about that getting too cute and try to make things work that aren't supposed to work. Every now and then you get away with stuff. And the more you get away with stuff, the more likely you are to try to repeat that, and then it's going to bite you in the you-know-what. So I've never heard anyone describe Kirby's approach that way. So now it's going to give me something extra to watch tonight.
Yeah. Curtis or Ian, while Bump and I are, taking a listen to the sound, thinking about Kirby, that was what Trevor May has seen from Kirby this year. We know that almost every single starter not named Brian Wu has had more up and down moments and more volatility this season than they did last year as a group, which was kind of to be expected. What's been Kirby's problem at times?
He's just not missing bats. I think he just stays in the zone way too much, and teams know that he's going to throw strikes because he just refuses to walk players. So they know that they're going to get pitches to hit against him. Now, he's got great stuff.
Yeah.
Like Trevor May
It wasn't that long
said.
ago we were talking about Kirby being a favorite. Trevor May mentioned it. We were talking about him being a favorite for Cy Young.
Exactly. But for whatever reason, he just has not sort of developed beyond how, his just stuff is so good that, how do you improve upon that? But it just has not gotten to a point where I feel like George Kirby has ascended to like an ace level pitcher the way I think a lot of people thought he was going to be after his first couple of seasons in the bigs. You look at his numbers on the road too. This is his first road start of the playoffs. The Mariners have been very careful about where they use him in this postseason, having used him 3 times at home and yet to have him pitch on the road. Tonight is the biggest game of the year, the biggest game of his life, the biggest game of anybody's lives so far that have, played for this Mariners team. And this Blue Jays lineup has just been unrelenting over the last 4 or 5 games now.
Suffocating.
My biggest thing with Kirby is it doesn't feel like he will adjust when something's going wrong for him. He'll just keep pounding the zone. Now that the book is out on him a little bit, they know he's just going to throw strikes. They're going to swing at those strikes. And when he gets mad, he just starts drilling fastballs, and they're going to keep hitting those fastballs. He's not, starting to work around them or something like that. I would like a little more of an adjustment from him.
509, doesn't Cal call the pitches? Yes. With all these guys, I don't think they have a single pitcher that's I do my own stuff. That's kind of rare anyways. But you also got to hit your spots. And I can promise you there's not a single time in Cal's life or in any catcher's life where they've called middle. Right here. Just keep it at 92. 4-seamer. Let's make it happen.
Let's dial up the meatball play.
Yeah. No, but that is, it's a factor. I'm not saying Cal's a factor. What I'm saying is, a little bit to Ian's point too, the Mariners are a team that's very aggressive with the zone. They want to attack the zone on both sides, and that includes with trying to get first pitch strikes, really, really attacking the zone as pitchers. And so we've talked, Bump and I, multiple times about how you kind of have a meeting of 2 strengths here, where a team that does not strike out or chase, getting after those pitches in the zone, and then a team that wants to stay very much in the zone. They don't have Kirby lean a lot on chase. That's not really who he is. So, so far, even though the series is 3-3, it's felt like Toronto has won that battle a little bit.
And if your defense is going to play like it did yesterday, you have no hope in pitching to contact.
Well, but here's the thing. The defense was I had a game story started through 6 innings of Friday's game that was about how the only thing from the night that was great was that they had another game 6 to play, and also defense was great. And then Cal hit a home run to tie it, and Gino hits a grand slam, and I was like, well, let me delete all this. But I did have as the main point, at least the defense was spectacular. good for them. And then here they go with their worst defensive performance of the postseason.
That's
2 days later.
Tonight. That's not going to happen tonight. No way we see back-to-back defensive performances like that.
No.
No way.
I don't think so either. Okay. So we are going to do Bold Take Monday. Let's go either Seahawks, Mariners, doesn't matter. We're going to stick with Mariners at 11 for MLB Network's Adnan Virk, but we're going to start with NFL stuff at noon. ESPN's Brady Henderson is going to join us with the latest ahead of Monday Night Football. There's a Monday Night Football Seahawks game tonight, and then we're going to take a look at some of the biggest stories from Week 7 at 12:30. So a little more NFL heavy, Seahawks heavy in the noon hour. Just kind of keep that in mind, and then absolutely focused. Game 7 with 11 a.m. So get your bold takes in, 866-979-3776.
It all comes down to this.
The magical season just continues.
Winner advances to the World Series.
Incredible experience to be in this spot right now.
ALCS Game 7. Tonight, first pitch at 5 on the Seattle Sports app. Your better half making you run errands during the Mariners playoff game? We have your solution.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3, got him.
Hear every Mariners game live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 25th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com. If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers about their low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save drivers thousands on rising vehicle repair costs. Those who qualify can pick their plan, coverage, and repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental cars included. All covered repairs get paid directly to the repair shop for you. Call now for your free quote. Call 800-347-1173. That's 800-347-1173.
Temperatures are dropping, but you don't have to settle for a chilly home this winter. Keep cozy and safe with energy-saving products during Washington Energy's home heating sale on now. Upgrading your home is as easy as $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 off. Take $1,000 off furnaces, fireplaces, and water heaters, $2,000 off high-efficiency heat pump systems, and $3,000 off whole home generators and ductless mini splits, plus free financing. Washington Energy Services, your expert resource for affordable home comfort. Call for a free estimate.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit MuckleshootCasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
A moment 48 years in the making.
For the Mariners who win tonight, they go to the World Series.
Game 7 tonight. First pitch at 5 on the Seattle Sports app.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hey, it's John Curley with some great news. If your home's heating or cooling is uneven, noisy, or expensive, listen up. The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump System from Home Comfort Alliance is changing the game. It gives you room-by-room control and next-gen efficiency, so you're only heating where you need it. That means real comfort and real savings. And every Quilt system qualifies for max tax credits. Trusted for 50 years. Call the comfort people today at HomeComfortAlliance.com.
You've heard the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Since 1926, my family's been helping local businesses make great first, second, and long-term impressions. We know how to make your company look good with quality uniforms, logoed apparel, floor mats, linens, and more. If you're paying for linen service or doing it yourself, let's have the conversation. The information and quote are free, but the savings and service can really add up. Visit suplinen.com. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do.
Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here. I'm excited to introduce you to my good friend Keith Dashafee, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Keith?
Thanks, Rick. Just like our favorite baseball team, Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington is stepping up to the plate. Mention Go Seattle when you book, and you'll knock it out of the park with 15% off and 12 months, no payments, and no interest. Schedule today before this deal is gone.
That's fantastic, Keith. Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
It's time for Bold Take
Monday.
Bold Take Monday. Get your bold takes in. Let's get hype. I started the show so negative. Let's get hype. And then I'm not a hype master, clearly. Get those
you
takes
look
in.
like a vice principal at a...
I can't hear you.
Come on,
All
freshman.
right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. Let's get hype. Game
Nice
7.
Good morning, everybody. Oh, good morning.
When I say
couldn't hear
game,
you. Good
They're
morning.
like, oh, get her out of here. Okay. Get your takes in for Bold Take Monday, 866-9793-776. Mariners, Seahawks. I don't care. We'll take them all. We'll start with this one. 541. Bold Take. All Mariners who made errors yesterday go yard today. Julio, Cal, Gino with a bomb to lift us to our first World Series. I like that one because that's also, it's a bold take that's fun, it's a twist, and it's believable.
Yeah, it is believable. That's very thoughtful. It's a very thoughtful bold take.
I mean, here's the thing.
The thinking man's bold take.
You know, it is worth mentioning that that's the way that the 541 envisions them needing to win, because that's kind of how they've had to get it done. I know now famously an RBI single from Polanco to take Game 5 in the ALDS over the Tigers, but overwhelmingly this has been a team that's had to hit home runs. It's the thing that they did do better than Toronto and almost every other team in the regular season. They were third in home runs. They stole more bases than Toronto. They drew more walks than Toronto. Make that your formula tonight and then play solid defense. That's how you get this done. You're not going to out-hit them per se. They got a great lineup. They're hitting like almost 300 as a team.
Yeah.
But you've got, in theory, a bit more slugging.
You do. You do.
Which sounds crazy on a team with Vlad, but it's true.
Yeah, Vlad. I've had enough of Vlad. He can stop now.
You were so
He can stop
Vladdy-dotty.
now. I was Vladdy-dotty.
He likes to party. And now you're like Vladdy-dotty.
Stop being naughty.
Yeah, that's right.
866-979-3776, 509. Kirby goes 6, allows 1 run. That would be
ideal.
So much more than I could even.
Probably winning if that happens.
If that happens, they're absolutely winning. Not a doubt in my mind. Not a doubt in my mind.
Man, Kirby, we just need one of those just dominant performances. We need that blank stare that he gets when he's locked in. We just need him to tap into something special. And could you imagine being him? Like, the game's over, and you know Yeah, I'm probably going to be on the mound tomorrow.
I want to end. I'll know that things have gone well if at a certain point in this game I think George Kirby's capable of killing someone. Like, he's got that, like, look in his eyes. Like how Mike Tomlin said of his own kicker, like, he's a serial killer. And he kind of didn't mean it. Or, I mean, wasn't joking.
Yeah.
Like, I want to feel like with Kirby, like, has anyone checked his pulse? Does he have one? That's how, like, you want to, like, he's got that dog in him.
You know what
Maybe
he
even
needs?
two.
He needs that feeling I had when I shot that 76. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
you just kind of lock into something
we're moving
special.
on. We're going.
It's like you're not even breathing.
206 has another bold take. We're going to Seahawks. JSN 150 and 2 tutties. Now, listen, everyone. Who am I to ruin a party? Bump, please tell us about the Texans defense.
Texans, they're pretty good.
This is a great prediction, though. It is a bold take.
They're allowing
exactly what I asked
12
for.
points a game. You can look at their opponents and kind of make your own opinion when it comes to that. They have only allowed 5 passing touchdowns this year, but they've had the least attempts against when it comes to throwing the football. Right, the numbers say that they're good against the pass, but you also dive deeper. They haven't really been tested when it comes to being thrown against, so I can see Jason going off.
406, bold take Monday. Leo Rivas hits a go-ahead game-winning home run. Who's your guys' likeliest unlikely hero?
It's got to be Rivas. No one expects anything out of him. JP, you're saying, all right, get on base. Kenzone, you're saying, you know what? You got some power. You can go yard.
I think Kenzone would be my answer to that of, like, likeliest unlikely hero.
Not Rivas.
Rivas is good at he's gotten on base.
Yeah,
he's got a big hit in Game 5.
Yeah, big hit in Game 5. But I'm saying Kenzone has been a little more disappointing, so he'd be even more unlikely to me.
I would go with the
a home run from Rivas would be the most. Yeah, for sure.
I guess that's why that's what shapes my opinion. Because I'm thinking of just going deep, right, going yard. I don't see Rivas doing that.
Let's see. Bold take Monday. JP will go 4 for 4, and 1 hit will be a home run. Okay. Man, JP 4 for 4. That again, bottom of the lineup. Coming up clutch, game changer.
Mm-hmm. He's got 2 hits this series.
That's not enough.
That's not doing it.
What are you trying to say, Ian?
He's your longest.
Just say it with your chest.
He's your longest tenured player. Like if the Mariners are going to go to the World Series for the first time, Mr. Mariner, JP Crawford, is going to have a hand in it.
What do you think's happening? Do you think he's just in a natural slump? Do you think he's pressing? Do you think it's just bad luck?
I think the righty-lefty match, like, I feel like every time he's up to bat, I don't have a whole lot of confidence that he's going to get on.
I hope that he hits a home run tonight and he looks at the FS1 camera and said, hey, Ian, that's for you.
He stares through my soul. I would love to eat the crow here.
Bold take. Kirby goes 5. Rest a pen. Combined for no-no. I don't know if no-no's happening in this one, guys. Toronto hits the ball more than anyone, but I would love it. I think a Mariners win is absolutely possible. I do want to just like, look, there's not going to be a no-hitter, but I do want to lean into that possibility because I feel like I've been more towards the negative in my frustration with Game 6, but this is anyone's game, and I do genuinely mean that.
It is. If both teams play their best baseball, it's going to be interesting, right?
206, bold take Monday. AJ Barner, 2 tutties.
Another one.
Another 2-touchdown game for a tight end.
2 last game, right? Was that last game?
Was it last game?
Or was it the Bucks game?
Bucks.
It was a Bucks game,
Bucks.
huh? Yeah, it was a Bucks game. No, AJ's looking good. He's developing into one of the best tight ends in the game right now. So no, I would really appreciate that.
Did Seahawks get over 20?
Yeah, I think I can't give you my score prediction. You got to save that for tonight.
Monday.
But they're over 20.
Seahawks get over 30.
Over 30. Ooh-wee. All right.
Yeah. Yep. First team to do it against the Texans. No team's gotten over 20 against the Texans, by the way. So that would be
until tonight.
Until tonight, Curtis. Bump, what's your bold take?
My bold take is finally K9 has a 65-yard touchdown to add to his 130 yards and 2 tutties on the day. Run game gets going.
Very specific. I dig it. Mariners and ALCS Game 7, Seahawks Monday Night Football. Seattle Sports has you covered for every minute of every game. Find the Mariners on the Seattle Sports app, AM 770 or 98.9 FM, or catch the Seahawks on 710, 97.3 Cairo FM, and the Seattle Sports app. MLB Network's Adnan Virk joins us next for a preview of Game 7.
It all comes down to this.
You should feel alive. This is what you love about sports.
A moment 48 years in the making.
The Mariners will win tonight. They go to the World Series.
As the Mariners' hopes of the first World Series in franchise history hinge on one game.
I think it's a beautiful thing. This is stuff you do in your backyard as a kid. It's like the baseball gods wanted us to be here.
ALCS Game 7. Winner advances to the World Series. First pitch at 5 on the Seattle Sports app.
Winter's here, Seattle. Is your roof ready? Get $500 off by scheduling your free estimate at 3treeroofing.com. Let us make your roofing project easy this winter. Our certified crews deliver worry-free installations backed by industry-leading warranties, even in the rainy season. 3Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Hey, it's Brock Ewart here, and you got to take the First Mark Insurance Challenge. It could save you a lot of money and get your family better coverage. First Mark has saved my family thousands of dollars every year. Take the First Mark Challenge. It's totally free. Just simply go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
Dave Wyman here, and after 20 years of living in our home, our window seals started breaking. That's when I called Harley Exteriors. They're huge fans of our teams and regular listeners at the station, but what really sold me was their Olympic Series windows, built right here in Washington, designed for Pacific Northwest homes and climate. That means cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. They're beautiful windows that last up to 60 years, and they'll help with noise, too. Harley Exteriors knows you've been spending a ton on playoff tickets, so they have a special deal for Seattle sports listeners. No interest and no payments for an entire year. Also, buy one window and get the second one 40% off, and take another $200 off your entire project. They're the friendliest team and so easy to work with. You call the number, and the person on the other line asks, "How can I make you smile today?" Just give them a ring and tell them you heard our ad. Call 833-HARLEY. That's 833-HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com.
The LJ way is. You look at stuff like this and it's like, I don't want to come into an industry and work on a place that is going to compromise how I feel about myself. I get to go to work every day with good people, and I get to enjoy what I do because I'm out there just trying to do right by people I care about, which is our community. We're going to see them at the grocery store. I'm going to see them at the sports tournaments. 2 friends of our daughters came in last night just on the lot, didn't know I was there, and it was cool because you got to take them through, and they're going to buy a car for their first driver and a car for their kid going to school soon. These are the people that you're going to work with, and so you better make sure that your laundry's clean. I don't think Lee Johnson specifically, right, Speedway Chevrolet, where I'm at, I don't think they've ever had a problem with the community of being able to stand up and look them in the eye and know that they did their job well. The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
JTV, Jewelry Television. With 80,000 jewelry looks, we're kind of a big deal. Even bigger with new lines of designer handbags, fragrances, and more. And biggest of all, because you could win a 7-night stay in Bali, spending money and thousands worth of JTV jewelry, making you kind of a big deal. Enter by December 7th at jtv.com/sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Then watch JTV on TV or shop jtv.com for big holiday deals.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends and explore the lively nightlife scene. The Dining District at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
Baseball's postseason is here. Seattle Sports Playoff coverage is presented by Honey Bucket, 710 KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
It's the first Game 7 in Mariners history. Seattle's on the road taking on the Toronto Blue Jays for a winner-take-all Game 7 tonight, 5:08 p.m. George Kirby on the mound. Pregame starts at 4 p.m. Make sure you download the Seattle Sports app to hear local play-by-play. Seahawks hosting the Texans at 7 p.m. as part of a Monday Night Football doubleheader. As a reminder, again, 7 p.m. a later kickoff for this one. Pregame for this one also at 4 p.m. hosted by Michael Bumpus.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. MLB Network's Adnan Virk joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. It's Mariners Blue Jays tonight for Game 7, ALCS at 5:08 p.m. And Adnan, we have seen nothing but a lot of really nervous Mariners fans, which is completely expected. We've never been here before. I've never seen this before, ever. It's the first Game 7 in franchise history, but also the furthest they've ever been in the playoffs as of yesterday, even with a loss. So I think a lot of people here are experiencing postseason baseball nerves for the first time, and unfortunately the final taste in their mouth from last night is a team that feels just kind of outmatched in Toronto. But what do you see?
Yeah, Stacy, Michael, it's been such a wildly unpredictable series that my theme for this series has been to expect the unexpected. In Game 1, the Mariners are coming off a 15-inning marathon. The Jays are well rested at home with their ace Kevin Gausman. So you go, Jays going to win easy, right? Nope, Seattle wins. Game 3, J-Rod goes deep, 2-0. They've already won the first 2 games. They hammered the Jays in Game 2. And you say, oh, Seattle might sweep. Nope, Jays come back, offensive onslaught. After winning back-to-back games, Game 5, man, Toronto, this is it. They're going to win 4 straight. No, Seattle comes back, massive homer from Gino and obviously Cal Raleigh. But then Toronto snatches the momentum back as just Savage dominates, and their defense has been spectacular. Jays win. So, honestly, if you looked at this series overall, you'd say, Game 7 at home, the Jays have the most home wins in the American League this season. And Bieber's pitching tonight, who won a Cy Young 5 years ago, has been good, not necessarily great. Kirby was awful. 8 earned runs, got absolutely lit up. This should favor the Blue Jays. But I think you have to expect the unexpected, which is that Seattle will come out strong tonight. And Kirby can't possibly pitch that bat again. George Kirby's one of my favorite pitchers because of how much he hates walks. He's got the highest strikeout to walk ratio, as you guys know, in baseball history. But if he's in the zone that much and his pitches don't have enough bite, the Jays are going to hit it. They had the 4th most runs scored in baseball this year. But I can't see Kirby being that bad again. And further to that, if he struggles early, he's gone. For both starters, this is truly a Game 7. If you walk the bases loaded, they're taking out of the game. So I hope George pitches better. I hope it's a great game. I'll also say this, guys. Not a lot of the games are close. When it happens, right? There's 10 threes, 8 twos. Last night, Jays up 5-0. So, it hasn't been close-talk games. So that's something else to consider. Whichever team gets up might get up early and then try to coast.
And then Stacy and I were having a conversation before the interview, and she brought up a great point. It was, each fan base tries to make their team the underdog, right? It's us against the world, and no one expected us to be here. And both teams throughout the year have had their moments where people pick them to make a run at this whole thing. But when it comes down to it, typically the better team wins, but who is the better team? I mean, you got the Mariners who have a different style of playing, strike out, hit bombs. You have Toronto has a style of playing, make contact, don't strike out. Mariners pitching rotation is probably a little better. So just on paper, who's the better team and who do you expect to win?
It's a great point, Michael. The Mariners' point about winning with home runs is massive, right? 80% of the runs they've scored in this series is via the home run. So quite simply for Toronto, the whole thought is you keep the ball in the park, you're going to win this game. Now, Bieber is susceptible to giving up home runs, but all hands will be on deck. Max Scherzer could come in, who gave a gritty, gutsy performance, but did give up a home run. Kevin Gausman will be available to at least pitch an inning or two. So the Jays will use everyone they have. I think ultimately the Blue Jays are the better team because I do think they have the more consistent offense. Seattle has to rely on that home run. They're not going to dink and dunk. They're not going to manufacture runs, whereas Toronto can do that. The Jays don't strike out, period. They're going to put the ball in play. I think the most impressive statistic of this entire postseason, I'm including Shohei Ohtani's otherworldly performance, is that Vlad Guerrero Jr. has 6 home runs and only 2 strikeouts. Reggie Jackson, everyone knows, is one of the great home run hitters of all time, 563 home runs. He also struck out 2,500 times. People think of that 3 home run game, Game 6, 77 World Series. Reggie was also striking out. Vlad doesn't do that. But it's not like he's one guy carrying this offense. Every single Blue Jay is capable of hitting. It can be a number 9 hitter like Andres Gimenez going deep. It can be Ernie Clement, who's been one of the utility men of the year. They don't have Anthony Santander, who they gave a massive $90 million contract to this year, and it doesn't even matter. They don't have Bo Bichette, who's their second best player. He was leading the league in hits for much of the season. Doesn't matter. So I think if the Jays were at full strength, they'd be even better. But I do think they're the better team in Seattle. But as you know, Michael, the best team doesn't always win. If Kirby pitches the way he's capable of, if Suarez goes deep, if Rosarena goes deep, J-Rod, Raleigh, et cetera, then the Seattle Mariners win this game. I do think they have a slight advantage when it comes to that bullpen. I love Munoz. I had him on my all-MLB team as far as relievers. I do think they get a lead and have a 6-out save in the 8th. But ultimately, I do think Toronto's offense is a little better, a little bit more consistent. I would agree with you. Seattle has the better starting pitching, but after the way Kirby pitched, he doesn't have the edge tonight.
I don't disagree with you. I wanted to talk about big picture and maybe the impression left on you or any national colleagues when it comes to the Mariners, because kind of building off of what Bump just asked you, look, I don't doubt that Blue Jays fans felt very slighted when experts were picking the Yankees or the Red Sox to finish ahead of them in the preseason, but they snagged that first place in the AL East in July, had to fight for it, no doubt. But I mean, I noticed when the Mariners were on SportsCenter, like there's just things as a Mariners fan, particularly over the last 2 decades, that you're not used to seeing at all. It is noticeable when like a national podcast is talking about them. It just feels like typically your wallpaper and in the background. Is there something that you feel they've done just by getting here to a national audience?
No question. The last couple of years, I just think Seattle has become more of a focus, the baseball world. I myself have always wanted to be in Seattle just to visit at some point and got to go for the All-Star game. And that certainly opened up my eyes as somebody who covers baseball on a national level. I'd always heard this is one of the most beautiful parks in baseball. And I told everyone, I said, God, how is no one else all running to Seattle? I said, well, you're at the right time. July 70 and sunny, beautiful. You got the mountains, you got the water. Remember Dusty Baker telling me it's one of his favorite cities. So I certainly have always had an appreciation for the Mariners as a kid growing up, loving Griffey and loving those teams. But actually having been in Seattle and seeing what a wonderful city it is and just how much they love baseball there. I mean, there's no question about it. I keep telling people, being from Toronto, what it's like for Blue Jays fans. I said, I was 14 and 15 in 92 and 93. So I have vivid memories of those teams and Joe Carter and Dave Winfield, Paul Molitor, John Olerud, et cetera. If you're a Mariners fan who's, 60 years old, you've never seen your team in the World Series, you've been cheering for them since you were 10 years old. You can't overstate the importance of this moment, what this game would mean tonight, just to get into the World Series. We'll have the conversation next week. Who's better, Seattle, LA? Could Seattle win the series? And by the way, they certainly could. LA's the favorite, but they're also going to have 6 days of rest. That's never good for a team. We've seen that before, the Rockies in 07 with Rocktober. When you sit for a while, it doesn't help you. Seattle, after the 15-inning marathon, won Game 1 against the Blue Jays. So, again, that's getting ahead of ourselves, but don't tell me, you're going to make the World Series and lose the Dodgers anyways. No, you'll grasp that moment and maybe overcome. For much of the season, Seattle has been overcoming the odds, Houston, they certainly took advantage of the fact Houston was a vulnerable team. Injuries caught the best of them. But I think like on a broad national level, people are rooting for Seattle. I can tell you this. If I don't have a dog in the race, I root for the best story. I know how good the people are in Seattle. I know how much you guys care about baseball. I would love to see them in the World Series for the first time because it'd be a great reward for a fan base that deserves it.
And then you said don't look ahead, but I have a problem. I do that all the time. That's just what I do. I look ahead and try to figure some stuff out. When you look at what's going to be retained by the Mariners and what could be retained, do they have a window here, like a window to be in the mix for the next 2 to 3 seasons?
I think so. Well, I mean, here's the good news. Raleigh, they locked up to a very team-friendly deal, right, which was very smart. So that contract could end up being absolutely fabulous. And I appreciate that Jerry DePota was able to have the foresight. I don't think he expected 60 home runs from his catcher, but he realized this guy's valuable and we need to have him be an important piece. But this is something that, as you guys know, the Mariners don't do. They normally don't get rentals, right? Don't make these kinds of moves where they get a guy and know that they could lose him. So I was pleasantly surprised that they got Eugenio Suarez. You know, I was pleasantly surprised they got Josh Naylor. But they're not going to re-sign both guys. I mean, I just don't think that happens. You guys know the climate better than me. With local TV dollars, the fact the Mariners aren't going to spend. So that's even more important why today's game matters so much. Like Suarez and Naylor both be walking out the door. Those guys are going to get big contracts, right? Josh doesn't hit a ton of home runs, but he hits like 300 and will drive in 90 RBIs. There's value for that. And Suarez obviously will bash the ball and can hit you 50 home runs if possible. So I don't know if either guy is going to be retained, if I'm being perfectly blunt. You have Raleigh, you have that great starting pitching. But again, eventually that starting pitching is going to be expensive. The most valuable thing you can have, Michael, is young, controllable assets. Eventually, you're going to have to pay George Kirby and Logan Gilbert and Brian Wu. So, you know, you can tell me all how great this rotation is. A year ago, they were the best rotation in baseball. This year, more middling. Obviously, Gilbert was out. Kirby was out. Ineffectiveness. Castillo up and down was great down the stretch. But you're not going to have these guys forever. Like, eventually, these arbitration numbers go up. Eventually, they hit free agency, and you make that decision, hey, are we going to be able to re-sign these guys, or do we have to trade George Kirby because we can't afford him and Wu and Gilbert? So the time to win is now. I mean, will they be a competitive team? Sure. But is the window 2 or 3 years? Yeah, that's more likely.
And then I wanted to look at the Blue Jays lineup. One thing we were talking about is it's very noticeable batters 5 through 9 contributing a ton for Toronto and not as much for Seattle. And I think that's why every inning feels so suffocating. It's not just that Seattle starters haven't been quite as good in the LCS. It's that the Blue Jays' entire lineup pretty much is producing compared to Seattle's, where they have right now just some down innings and down stretches, particularly with the later batters. When you look at Toronto's lineup, outside of obviously not striking out, what are they doing so well? Are they really aggressive? Are they just really contact-prone batters? What do you see?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Exactly what you just said, Stacy. They don't strike out, and they'll put the bat on the ball. It goes back to my point about Vlad. You know, power hitters shouldn't have those kind of bat-to-ball skills. With 6 home runs, only 2 strikeouts is insane. If there's a key at bat, you just feel like these guys are going to put the bat on the ball and put pressure on that defense. And conversely, they play terrific defense. You've seen in this series, particularly last night's game, those double plays were absolutely massive, getting a Savage out of any potential jam because of how strong they are at catching the ball. So, yeah, it doesn't matter if it's Vlad, for God's sake, George Springer's on one knee. Like he looks like Tiger Woods when he swing the golf ball and fall down, right? They can't put any pressure on his knee, and yet Springer's out there trying to battle and give you a good at-bats and get on base. Clement, as I mentioned, has been a revelation. Jimenez can hit as a number 9 hitter. Adams and Barger, massive home run. That's one of the most important home runs in Blue Jays postseason history. So they get contributions up and down this lineup. But, yeah, it's a pretty simple approach. They don't strike out. They put the bat on the ball. They put pressure on the defense, make them make a play. It's completely inverse of Seattle, right? Seattle's boom or bust. Hit a home run, particularly, as you mentioned, the top half of the lineup, but they're not going to win the game. For the Jays, you feel a little better because at least they've got more ways to win.
The manager battle's been fun to watch too. Seeing Dan go up against AJ the round before this, and then Schneider this round. How do you feel that's been, and who has the edge so far? Who's performed or made the better decisions, I would say, during the series?
I think it's pretty even, to be honest with you. I wouldn't say one manager's outshone the other. I think John Schneider was definitely getting torched after Game 5, bringing in Little in that situation. I understand his thought process. He said, I wanted to use someone that, hasn't been there before. I wanted to give a different look. But he'd been terrible for like 6 or 7 weeks. It was an easy second guess, the fact he'd use him in that situation. And even the idea of turning Cal Raleigh around to the right side. I mean, Raleigh's hit 22 of 60 home runs as a right-handed hitter this season. So it was an easy decision to criticize. Completely blew up in their faces. You got to go best on best. High leverage situation. He should have gone to Hoffman there, who's his closer, try to get a 6-out save, or get Hoffman to get the 8th and then get Anthony Dominguez in the 9th. So John definitely wore it there, but then he did a great job managing yesterday because just Savage was awesome for him. And he went to Louis Varland and Hoffman, and again, all hands will be on deck. So I'm happy for Dan Wilson. I love the fact he's rocking a stash. I think he's got a good mojo right now, the Seattle team. They all seem to like him, appreciate him. But no disrespect to Scott Service, Dan Wilson's taken them where they couldn't go a year or two ago. So I think both guys have done a nice job, no doubt about it.
Yeah, we were thinking the same thing here going, well, I mean, Cal's stats, right, are also, I have 2 games against Scooble. Like, that's probably a little skewed here. Like, this guy can rake. Yeah. Hey, focusing on Cal overall, I was just going through his postseason stats, and he's been the exact same person, right? He hasn't fallen off in the postseason. He's been incredibly consistent. What have you seen from him? Is there anything that's impressed you in particular? Is it just kind of an overall takeaway?
No, it's been a real coming out party for Cal. There's no question about it. I mean, he's a really likable guy. I mean, anybody with that kind of a nickname, everyone's going to rally around. But he's kind of like what you see, what you kind of get, right? Lunch bucket kind of guy. And people and fans rally around players like that. I'm still in disbelief that he hit 60 home runs. I mean, I watched this entire season avidly working at MLB Network, and I know how good a player he is. But, for me, Cal Raleigh's always been 220, and it's just 36 home runs, period. I was more shocked than anything the fact he's hitting 270, 280. I mean, that's a 60-point increase, right? Imagine the fact a guy hitting 275 and all of a sudden hitting 335. That's a big deal. So the fact he was hitting the ball with such a higher average, even though I know we don't care about it as much, it just showed he was a more complete hitter. And then, of course, the home runs. It didn't matter from the right to the left side. It's well documented how good he is defensively behind the plate. It's well documented how good he manages that pitching staff, how much they like and respect him. And the moment's not too great for him. I've seen players like that who've had great monster regular seasons then shrink in the spotlight. Not the case for Cal. He was their best player all year. He's been their best player in the postseason. If they win tonight, he's going to do something special.
MLB Network's Adnan Virk. Adnan, thank you so much for taking the time. We know it's an incredibly busy day for you here, so we appreciate it. Thank you.
Stacy, Michael, thank you so much. Good luck to the Hams. I hope it works out for you. Harold Reynolds is always carrying the torch for the Mariners at MLB Network, so it could be a tough one for Harold if they lose tonight.
Oh, we love him. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Adnan.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Mariners and ALCS Game 7, Seahawks on Monday Night Football. Seattle Sports has you covered for every minute of every game. Find the Mariners on the Seattle Sports app, AM 770 or 98.9 FM, or catch the Seahawks on 710, 97.3 Cairo FM, and the Seattle Sports app. Let's get to 4 Down Territory.
This is 4 Down Territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, what's the only reason you don't mind Mac Jones winning ball games?
My man is making extra paper. Every time he wins, he's making another $100,000. You know how I'm all about players, right? Mm-hmm. He's made $400,000 so far. Played in 20. His contract says if you played up to 25% of the snaps, up to X amount of games, you're gonna get an extra $400,000. Then after that, he gets $100,000 per game that he plays. So no, I don't like it that the 49ers are 5-2 now. They beat Atlanta 20-10 last night. I don't like it. They keep finding ways to win, but on a personal level, on the athlete, the talking to the person, thinking about Mac Jones himself, go ahead and get your money, man. I'm not mad at you.
You know who definitely understands how good Aioli is?
Who's that?
Mac Jones.
You think so?
Yeah.
He's an Aioli type of guy?
I think so.
Yeah.
Who was the one? Was it Drake May who ate mayo? Who was the one who liked mayo?
It was
Will Levis.
Will Levis. Yeah.
He definitely likes aioli.
Does. Yeah.
Not a doubt in my mind.
No doubt.
Second down. Who may be owed an apology?
Carly Ursay Gordon. She needs an apology because she's been on the sidelines, headset on, listening to everybody, judging with her judging eyes. People are saying, why is this woman all in the mix? She's jacking things up.
Well, and they're sexist.
They're 6-1. Yeah, that too. They are 6-1, but no other GM does that. She's the first to do that. But they are 6-1. They got the number 2 offense. They're 3rd in turnover differential. They got the 5th rushing game in football. Whatever she's doing, it's not hurting the process. It might be helping the process. She says she's constantly evaluating. She's talking to the coaches. And you know what? There's an adjustment going on. I'm sure the coaches are like, why is she all up in our mix? But you know what? She ain't hurting your mix. The Indianapolis Colts are favored to win their division. They're going to go to the playoffs. Some even say they are contenders for the conference championship. It's been crazy to see what the Colts have been doing over there. Big ups to Indiana Jones. But the head lady in charge, Carly Ursay Gordon, y'all got to leave her alone now.
Third down. Who will we mostly see tonight for the first time in weeks, and why is it so important?
I meant to say most likely. Thanks. Sorry for setting you up, Stacy.
Oh, who will we most likely see tonight for the first time in weeks, and why is it so important?
Julian Love. We need to see Julian Love. We're probably going to see him. He is the organizer. Ty Okada has had more snaps this year than Julian Love. No disrespect to Ty. I love Ty. Interviewed him on Hawks Live last week. Good dude, but J Love is your guy. You're paying him to be here. It's like, could you imagine Destiny's Child without one of the three? It's just, you got to get the band back.
I can imagine them without two of the three.
You got Kobe. You got, it can't be headliner Destiny's Child and two walk out.
Yeah, that's true.
All right,
that's true.
You got Kobe, Nicki Mawari, and Julian Love. They're finally going to be back together. They haven't played many snaps together. I like to, or want to see how that mix flows, but I'm so excited to see Julian Love back there. He is the organizer, man. So, Julian, go have yourself a day.
Destiny's Child, what a group.
What a time.
What a group. What a time. Fourth down. Look, Vegas is usually pretty close when it comes to the spread, but what have they gotten wrong?
Baltimore are favored by 6.5 points over the Bears. 6.5 points over the Bears. I get the Bears haven't really won any tough games. They beat the Cowboys, who Cowboys offense has been doing some good things. They beat the Raiders.
Lots of good
poor
things.
Gino, poor Pete. They beat the Commanders. That was without their QB over there. And then you beat the Saints. But to just disrespect what's going on with Ben Johnson and the Bears over there, I think it's crazy. Swift had himself a game, over 120 yards on the ground. If you watch the Bears play, you see the progress. You see the progression. And you watch Baltimore play, you see the regression. It ain't there for them. So Vegas, I think you got this one wrong. If Vegas gets this right, I will never, ever question them again. Because typically they do. The bettors, they get it right most of the time. But this one right here, I'll scratch in my head. I go, 6.5 points. That's a bit much.
Baltimore's in trouble.
Yeah, they are.
Baltimore's in trouble. And you know what's also interesting, and we'll talk about it when we, coming up at 12:30, you and I are going to take a look at kind of everything from Week 7 so far. Again, a doubleheader for Monday Night Football tonight. Still games to play. We're also going to see Tampa Bay play tonight. But, I think that there was a real window here, not only for a perfectly healthy Baltimore team to win it all, but, Kansas City for a minute there.
I never doubted them.
Never?
Never.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
But there will be a time.
There will be.
There will be a time, right?
It ain't today.
Right?
There will be.
Ian, are you also a Patriots fan? You're a Red Sox fan?
No, I'm a Seahawks fan.
Oh, well, that ruins my question. How many years consecutively did the New England Patriots win the AFC East? It's got.
I think they won 19 or 20 or something.
Okay, so it really didn't come to an end. Okay, because I was
Did they stop hanging banners at some point?
I think it would be funny if you made one longer banner instead of a second and third with the additional dates.
Right.
It's like a CVS receipt of all the years that you've won. You know?
Just roll it out. All right, bring it back up.
People keep when we're hitting punts and field goals, it keeps hitting your division banner. It's a little excessive. All right, it's a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts is leaning into the villain role next on your home for the Mariners in the American League Championship Series. Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
It's why we love this game, because of nights like tonight.
The Mariners will win tonight. They go to the World Series.
This is stuff you do in your backyard as a kid. Like the baseball gods wanted us to be here.
We've waited 48 years for tonight. Savor it, Seattle.
I think it's a beautiful thing.
And let's do this.
Hey, Eugenio Suarez, Grand Salami!
First pitch at 5. Hear every pitch of the biggest game in Mariners history on the Seattle Sports app.
Stacy here to tell you that I have had a horrible experience buying and selling a car. So I know a good one when I see it and feel it, and that's why I want to tell you about Wayscar Ford in Auburn. These are real people I've worked with, Mark and Chris and Way himself. I know them, and you will too. And they want you to have a hassle-free, no-pressure experience when you're looking to sell your car or buy a new one. And let me tell you what, trusting the people you're working with is massive. Again, I mean it. I sold my car years ago to this place that absolutely ripped me off. I wish I would have known about what Wayscar Ford does. which is this. You sell your car to Wayscar Ford and get paid for it that day. The whole process takes about 30 minutes. Then, when they resell your old car, they split half the profit with you. It's not a consignment. It just lets them save money on things like auction fees, stuff that they'd rather share with customers, and it lets you avoid scams. Plus, you can upgrade to a new model from their vast inventory like I did. I recommend a Bronco Sport. I'm obsessed with mine. They've just surpassed sharing over $1 million with people who have sold them their cars. Find out how you can do it too at wayscarford.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
Coach Saban here. On the field or on your walls, coverage matters. That's why I go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer from the Home Depot.
Exceptional hide, advanced stain blocking, and over 1,000 colors to choose from. Behr Marquee delivers one-coat coverage that stands up to real life. One-coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Behr Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Collection.
Introducing your new Dell PC with the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps you handle a lot, even when your holiday to-do list gets to be a lot. Like organizing your holiday shopping and searching for great holiday deals and customer questions and customers requesting custom things, plus planning the perfect holiday dinner for vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians, and Uncle Mike's carnivore diet. Luckily, you can get a PC with all-day battery life to help you get it all done. That's the power of a Dell PC with Intel inside, backed by Dell's price match guarantee. Get yours today at Dell.com/deals. Terms and conditions apply. See Dell.com for details.
Hey, 12s, Steve Rabel here. Men 40 and older, today is the day. Before kickoff, stop by Ticketmaster Tailgate for a quick PSA blood test from Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. Visit vmfh.org/Seahawks for details.
Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. The best place to watch all your favorite sports. Featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, 6 windows, and 30 kiosks. Be there at emeraldqueen.com. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
This is where you hear the AL West champion Mariners in the ALCS, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here with Keith Dashafee from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Stacy Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate, noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas: waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit ProSculpt.com for powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men
It's prosculpt.com.
Front Row Card Show is returning to Tacoma. Join them at the Greater Tacoma Convention Center October 25th and 26th. Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey cards, plus collectibles such as Pokemon, Marvel, Star Wars, and comic books. Beckett, CGC, and JSA will be there. So bring your cards, comics, and autographs to sell, trade, or get them graded. More than 400 tables, thousands of dollars in free prizes. Front Row Card Show, Greater Tacoma Convention Center. Saturday and Sunday, October 25th and 26th, 11 to 5. For more info, go to frontrowcardshow.com.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
It's the time. My nail was too long to press the on button. It's the timeline on Bump and Stacy, reading you the top stories you're going to see and hear about on your own timeline. And we are, of course, starting with postseason baseball, though not with the ALCS Game 7, which is tonight, 5:08 p.m. Make sure you download the Seattle Sports app. Instead, we're starting with the Dodgers over in the NLCS, who swept the Milwaukee Brewers. And they clinched their playoff spot on Friday night. They've had a whole weekend off to watch these two teams face off. After sweeping the Brewers, though, let's head back to Friday night. Manager Dave Roberts, was really leaning into the heel roll.
I'll tell you, before this season started, they said the Dodgers are ruining baseball. Let's get 4 more wins and really ruin baseball. Let's go.
Look, I don't think the Dodgers are ruining baseball. I really don't. You could make a case, Ian, you're shrugging. You think the Dodgers are ruining baseball?
I think if the
Dodgers fan bump right next to me. So
I know. And I think if the Dodgers win
Bump's
this year, you are far more likely to have
a lockout. That's true. I agree with you. But are they ruining
rather have
baseball
in 2027 than see Shohei Ohtani keep doing cool things?
Bump, you answer for your Dodgers.
No, they're not ruining baseball. You know who's ruining baseball? These cheap owners who don't want to pay to
But
get
not
these
everyone
guys.
has the. I cannot believe I'm saying this. Not everyone has Dodgers money. That's a fact.
But there are a lot that do.
Well, and I think it's more of a percentage of revenue that should probably be increased.
Let me point out, was I talking to you about this, Ian? I forgot what I was talking about. Or two. How did the Dodgers acquire Mookie? He wasn't a free agent. Traded.
By a friendship bracelet. Oh, traded.
Freddie. Traded. Ohtani wanted to stay with Anaheim. Anaheim didn't want to pay him, so we paid him. Just saying. I'm just saying. It ain't as bad as people make it out, but yeah, they got pocket stuff.
There's definitely weird lockout implications if the Mariners are, knock on wood, able to advance, because you'll have the they're no longer near the bottom, but in the bottom half of payroll going against the number 1 team. Like, that's a really interesting thing, whereas it's the Blue Jays, while they want to pretend they have a chip on their shoulder and they're doubted, they're still number 5 in total payroll. Yeah. You're just going to have 2 top 5 teams in payroll. Yeah. That's all it's going to be.
And I wouldn't be mad at some regulation when it comes to salary cap.
Well,
or whatnot,
no, because
I think that it's I think that other teams are capable of competing.
Why
when it
not a
comes to paying
ceiling
their
and a
players.
floor?
Because it gives the owners the excuse to not spend as much as they possibly could.
But what if the ceiling is much higher than the average payroll? Let's say the ceiling is the average of the top 7 teams or top 5 teams. That's the ceiling.
I still think, the Red Sox owner, for example, John Henry.
Yeah.
The past 5 years, now that he's owning other teams, is pulling money away from the Red Sox to give to Liverpool, to give to the Penguins or whatever.
The Cubs, another great example.
Exactly, right? And so if he has the excuse to not spend all of his money, he'll use that to not spend all of his money.
You know what I think part of it is? I don't think the Dodgers are ruining baseball. I think that there are just teams that are going to spend a lot of money. And when teams that make a lot of money are willing to spend that money, they're going to be really, really good. It's that the Dodgers being so good is boring for people. And then they're turning a boring outcome into somehow a corrupt outcome. Mm-hmm. It's not corrupt. It's just predictable and a little boring. That's all it is. And I find all these players to be very likable. I think Freddie Freeman is very likable. Like, how do you root against Ohtani, right? Like, it's not like they're a team of villains that are cheating their way there. It's just boring. You saw them in that win. Granted, they already knew they were going to do this. It was clear they were going to sweep the Brewers like 2 games in. But it was also clear they were going to win that game that night. It looked like they're just kind of happy to be here. Yeah. Cool.
I mean, yeah.
Because it's boring.
It is.
Well, I mean, this is also what they're dating back to 2017. I think this is their like 5th or 6th National League pennant, something like that.
But that doesn't mean it's morally bankrupt. It's just not entertaining. That's all it is. So I wouldn't say the two are the same. Is kind of where I land on that.
And this doesn't happen every year, back to back. You said it last week. When was the last time a team made back-to-back World Series appearances?
90.
One back-to-back was 99, 2000.
Oh, 99, 2000. Yeah. So yeah, and I mean, this year had new blood. Like, there's shockingly more parity in baseball, which is interesting because it's not necessarily built for it, but it's just so hard. It's surprising to me, but yeah. Oh, well. Next story. Mariners fans and Blue Jays fans are going back and forth about whether or not George Springer was booed after he was hit on the knee during Friday's Game 5, and I can't believe this became a talking point. But here we are.
You know what gets me about when pitchers hit batters? They show, like, no remorse. It's kind of like, whatever.
Well, I think it's their frustration with themselves.
Yeah, but I would think if I hit somebody with a ball, I'm going to just throw my hand and be like, hey, my bad, dog. I didn't mean to do that. But Wu just kind of, turned around and said it's part of the game. I felt bad for Springer, man. That kneecap right there, man. I think StatCast had it as it bounced off his knee with so much pace, like 55 miles an hour or something like that.
I thought he was done
StatCast
for.
recorded it as a hit. Like, their technology thought it was a hit.
I'm not laughing at that. I just didn't know that. That's a wild stat.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
no,
I
genuinely, like, I didn't feel like sick to myself. It wasn't like, but it was more of like oh my God, did I just see someone like break his kneecap? Like, oh my God, I can't imagine how painful that is. No one in the press box was talking. I was in the auxiliary press box. And I will say, so I tweeted out that, like, I noticed the booing and I texted you guys. There's record of me texting you guys going like, ooh, booing's a bad look.
Yeah, it is.
But it was not the majority of the audience. And it's also not shockingly different to me than any other venue. People were pointing at, like, when KD was hurt, that Raptors fans were booing. Like, there are drunk people at sporting events that are just going to do that. They get rowdy. And there's always people at sporting events where if that guy, in their mind, like, spurned their team one time, or if that's like a villain or he played for a rival, he's going to get booed no matter what. So
yeah.
And there were Blue Jays fans in the building
booing
that were probably booing Woo.
They absolutely were. I saw it.
So, like, I think at least half, if not more, of that was coming from their own side.
I think it's just, you know what it is? It tapped into bump a pet peeve that I have, which is every single person loves to feel better than other people. That's the one thing that, like, universally we all have in common. We all love to feel self-righteous and that we are morally superior to someone else, and we would never do what that horrible fan base is doing. And it turns out that the vast majority of people are all kind of the same.
Well, and it turns out, too, that Toronto fans have had a history of booing injured players as well. There was a tweet brought up of the 2022 wild card round when the Mariners were playing the Blue Jays, and Blue Jays fans cheered when Carlos Santana got hit. Also in the 2019 NBA Finals, when Kevin Durant tore his Achilles, Raptors fans cheered that, and obviously the Raptors went on to win
it just
the NBA
happens.
Finals that year.
Like, it happens, and I don't think that what the Mariners did. Now, Mariners fans, you'll hear more boos at T-Mobile for Springer, maybe than you would at some other places, but you don't need context for that.
No, and, like, the angle that Schneider took at the end of the game was like, you don't know what this guy's been through. He's the nicest guy of all time. Like, he's a leader.
He is.
I'm sure he's a nice guy, but for Mariner fans, he's an Astro. Like, we don't care.
Well, and again,
so don't say he's a nice guy. He was a cheating Astro.
Someone was like, people have to make sure to tell people it's not okay. Again, 90% of people don't need to be told not to cheer when someone gets hurt. Stop thinking that the vast majority of fans, if you saw that and you were like, oh, man, that looks bad, I hope he's okay, I guarantee you 90% of people watched that and thought the exact same thing.
Expecting everyone not to boo is assuming that everyone has this morals that you walk around with, or that a lot of people walk around with. This is sports, is competition.
It's going to be drunk people at a game.
Guys and girls and kids are going to yell and boo and scream and do all that stuff. Is it right? Probably not in most situations, but that's the environment of sports, a ballpark, a stadium, an arena. That's just how it goes.
And a sizable portion. If you're going to brag as a Blue Jays fan about how you guys really pack T-Mobile, and then you hear boos when a pitcher throws at your guy, and then you're going to say none of them are Blue Jays fans, well, choose a side. Like, one of these things has to be right. Either you pack the stadium and you're able to get all those tickets, and that sound you're hearing is also some Blue Jays fans, a couple thousand Blue Jays fans booing, or you don't pack the stadium at all and you aren't hearing Blue Jays fans. Like, you can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
So, we don't even have time for our final one here, but I do want to take a listen to the cut. So we're going to be really, really quick. I'm just going to have you react to it. New York sports radio host Craig Carton doubled down on his trash talk of Bryce Miller ahead of Friday's Game 5.
If you put your ear out the window right now, you can hear something kind of faintly, but it's a sound that's growing louder and louder, and it's called panic. And panic is setting in right now in Seattle. Why? Because the guy that I referred to as a journeyman, who has only played for Seattle throughout his entire Major League Baseball career, Bryce Miller, is the starting pitcher for tonight's pivotal Game 5. Oh, I'm looking at his stats right there. Oh. Is that the kind of guy that you have the utmost of confidence to give you a dominant start in a must-win Game 5, Tyrone?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
How many times this year do you think Bryce Miller has gone more than 6 innings of baseball as a starting pitcher?
I'm going to try to give him the benefit of the doubt, say twice.
Twice, okay. How about never?
Oh.
He has never thrown more than 6 innings in a single start all year long. Right, the way Mariners fans talk, Bryce Miller's the second coming of Nolan Ryan.
Yeah.
But for all your smack talk, specifically at me and against me throughout this entire week, and I'm talking millions of views and millions of comments because I referred to him as a journeyman. I went on and said, my bad on that one word. He's not a journeyman. He just pitches like one. So I ask you, Seattle Mariner fans, what's your level of confidence in winning Game 5 tonight against the Toronto Blue Jays, whose offense has woken up like they're stealing signs from the Yankees again?
The Mariners won Game 5.
Yankees again. It did win Game 5.
The Mariners won Game 5. And again, I'm sure this guy...
He's been their best starting pitcher, too.
Well, and I'm sure, exactly. I'm sure that Craig...
He just don't know.
By the way, Craig, there is a cough button. I'm sure that Craig can't wait to, like, run a victory lap when the team that knocked his team out of the playoffs beats the Mariners, because now that's how spiteful he's being. And, like, maybe that ends up happening tonight, but... Okay. Last time I checked, you were still wrong, and you weren't getting millions of comments. I'm just going to end it with, you were not getting millions of comments.
I'm just disappointed in Tyrone, man. Come on, Tyrone. What you doing?
I don't know, man. Like, again, I actually typically love the tone of East Coast radio. I'm probably in the minority here. I absolutely dig it.
You know what I love about you, Stacy? You said, I'm not going to say anything about this comment. Let me just play the music there. Bam, you went in on him.
Because I'm a certified yapper. He's annoying. Like this, I shouldn't say him personally.
I knew that was going to get you.
I find this take to be annoying. All right, we're going to get to Seahawks at noon with Brady Henderson. Coming up next, the biggest issue the Mariners need to fix by 5 p.m. tonight.
A moment 48 years in the making.
Hey, you, Helios Suarez, Grand Salami!
It all comes down to this.
The first Game 7 in the history of the Seattle Mariners.
I think it's a beautiful thing. In your backyard as a kid, you imagine those Game 7 moments. Be excited and ready to go for that challenge. I feel like the baseball gods wanted us to be here.
ALCS Game 7, first pitch at 5. Hear every pitch of the biggest game in Mariners history on the Seattle Sports app.
I had a young woman who was on a new SUV, and she had attachments to her old car because it was her first car, and she had questions because she was doubling her spending budget, and she was very fiscally responsible. It was almost making her sick. And the best path at that point was to, let's stop for the night, and you go home and take a breath. She came back in the morning and bought the car. She was way happier. These are major life accomplishments. You have the ability to afford at this tier. You've secured one of the major needs in your life. You should be feeling a tremendous amount of pride and respect for your accomplishments. I'm just grateful that we get to celebrate it with them, that we get to be part of it in that aspect of it.
The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
For over
over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit buckys.com.
At Bible Law Group, we understand when you've got legal problems so biblical, not even an Etsy witch can turn your court case around. With James Bible and his team by your side, don't panic when your ark is lost in divorce or when a whale swallows your defense attorney. At Bible Law Group, we've secured over $40 million in settlements for our clients, and we're ready to fight for you. When your legal problems hit biblical proportions, contact Bible Law Group and let our talented team of lawyers get to work, no matter the problem. Find us at BibleLawGroup.com.
Every time I turn around, my friends at Pure Talk give me one more reason to feel good about switching. This month, for instance, they're supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat veterans struggling with PTSD. The result? They're saving lives on both ends of the leash. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. I like being in business with an American wireless company who shares my values. Yeah, I appreciate unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and I bet you will too. But I think you'll really appreciate doing business with a company who gives back to the men and women who volunteered to defend our country. Just dial pound 250, say micro. With Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, you can switch in as little as 10 minutes. Again, dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Hey 12s, Steve Rabel here. Men 40 and older, today is the day. Before kickoff, stop by Ticketmaster Tailgate for a quick PSA blood test from Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. Visit vmfh.org/Seahawks for details.
Lowe's knows pros want more. Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free to get $20 off your first qualifying purchase of $100 or more just for signing up. Plus, enjoy free standard shipping and more ways to save on your next job. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer valid for new members only. Not valid with any other discount. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/pro loyalty for details. Subject to change.
Where you hear the AL West champion Mariners in the ALCS, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
We are well into the rainy season, Seattle, but it's not too late to get your roof replaced. Schedule your free estimate at 3treeroofing.com and get $500 off your roofing project this winter. Our certified technicians build a custom plan for your home, ensuring a worry-free installation even in the winter months. Replace your roof now while material prices are low and lead times are short. Stop wasting your time on costly repairs and Band-Aid fixes. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate today and secure your $500 discount. 3Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 25th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here with Luke Wilson, a local owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington.
Thanks, Rick. Just like October baseball, Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington is stepping up to the plate. Mention Go Seattle when you schedule and you'll score 15% off plus 12 months with no payments and no interest. This is your chance to swing big. This offer won't be around for extra innings.
Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, Mariners, Game 7 tonight. Seahawks on Monday Night Football. Seattle Sports has you covered for every minute of every game. Find the Mariners on the Seattle Sports app AM 770, 98.9, or catch the Seahawks on 710, 97.3 Cairo FM and the Seattle Sports app. The biggest issue the Mariners need to fix by 5 p.m. tonight. Bump, I thought it would be bottom of the lineup. Just
Started
bottom
from
of the
bottom,
lineup.
now we're here.
Yeah, start from the, well, we are, I mean, yeah. Actually, that's a good way to say it.
Yeah.
I don't know that they were in last place in the AL West, but certainly second. How important is it for the bottom of the lineup to get going?
It is important, but I think it's about the top, though.
Yeah?
I think it's the top of the lineup. The top of the lineup provides breathing room for the bottom of the lineup. There's a reason why these guys are batting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because you're the best hitters. You go down to the bottom, you're just trying to sneak, trying to get through this thing. Anything contributed from the bottom of the lineup to me is extra. It's a plus. That's why you look at the Blue Jays and what their bottom has been doing. You're like, all right, well, that's what it looks like when guys are doing the things. But no, I think everyone needs to contribute. It'd be great for the bottom to do their thing. But I'm looking at the top of the lineup and saying, y'all got to set the tone. It's not fair for me to look at the 9-hitter, the 8-hitter, and be like, all right, man, you got us? Nah, if you help us, yeah, for sure. Be solid on defense. Be good running the bases. Don't make any errors. Okay, you guys just, you're like a freshman. Be seen and not heard. But when you are seen and you're making plays, everyone's going to go crazy. So, yes, the bottom is important. But to me, it's Julio, it's Cal, it's Polanco, it's Naylor, it's Randy. Those guys got to get it going.
I think part of it is that I just expect that those guys will. And granted, again, that stat from Tim Booth for the Seattle Times earlier, this team has won 3 games with the batters 5 through 9 doing not much of anything. And 3 wins, batters 5 through 9 are 6 for 53. Again, that's from Tim Booth of the Seattle Times. So it's not like they've not been able to win without these guys. It just feels like to me something that this team might need a rally. This team might need to add some pressure. This team ideally can draw more walks and be a little more patient than they have been. And I think that that's where I look at the bottom of the lineup. And that's where I look at, like, I have had a noticeable lack of feeling this year. Like, you get into those, like, black holes of the lineup. You know what I mean? Like, past iterations of Mariners teams will have moments where you go, oh, 2 on, this is your moment. Oh, never mind. I have zero faith right now. Right. And what I've enjoyed about this lineup is that I have rarely felt that way. At any point, you've thought, like, JP doesn't have a ton of power, but I know he's hit a grand slam. I know he's hit a walk-off bomb. Maybe he's on a hot streak right now, or maybe he's cool, but, like, he's a veteran, so he knows, like, no matter who, you've been able to, Leo Rivas, he surprised you. Dom Canzone, like, he's had his moments. He had a 3-home run game in Kansas City, and it hasn't shown up here. And so, to me, I just want the thing that's really rolling for the Blue Jays is just constant pressure.
Always.
No matter what inning it is. It's 1 through 9, constant pressure. And so I would love if the Mariners had, it doesn't have to be exactly the same, but just pressure, a little more pressure. And that only gets going when you've got the bottom of the lineup working. I don't want to wait for one big moment where it's like, hopefully they get 2 home runs and win. Hopefully Jorge and Cal can hit a bomb. Runners on. Get runners on.
Yeah, I see your angle.
Yeah.
I'm just starting at the top, man. I mean, moving Julio to the 1 spot. Why you put him there? Why? Because you expect him to perform at a high level. I think the bottom of the lineup to me are the guys who just who fill in a couple of the gaps. So I'm with you 100%, right? Yeah. They're the ones who are going to try to slap the ball around the yard and get on. They're not the ones you're expecting to come through with the clutch home run, even though Dom has had his moments. JP hit a granny, one time this year. So, yeah. But I'm looking at the top of the order and saying, Julio, 0 for your last 10, dog. Like, 0 for your last 10. Let's go. Cal, 1 for your last 11. Like, you guys are the big brothers. The bottom lineup is the little brothers. The little brother, when this is my first experience, like, feeling like, okay, I might be a good athlete. I was maybe in, like, 4th or 5th grade, and there's a bunch of kids who used to play across the street football, and I just moved to the neighborhood. I didn't know anybody, and I'm the smallest guy out there. I go out there, and no one's expecting me to do anything. I got picked last. That was the first in my life I got picked last for sports, right? And I go over there, and they're just dinking and dunking into people. They're going deep to the big boys and stuff. And I played my role. I'm just like, all right, I'm just going to dink and dunk and do my thing until they trust and believe in me. That's the bottom of the lineup. It's like, all right, you just contribute. All right, guys, you just contribute. You get on base. You play solid baseball. If you happen to have a big moment, you have it. But this is game 7, Julio. Cal, Randy, Suarez. I'm not looking at Rivas and saying, we need you, Rivas. Come on, Rivas, man. We need a big play to you. If you happen to have a big play, I shall take it. I accept it. JP, I'm not looking at JP and saying, JP, you got to get us going. Come on, JP. But if you happen to have it, we shall accept.
Think of the pressure then that would be on, let's say it's Josh Naylor up, and the bottom of the lineup has done absolutely nothing, or Cal, and you're like, if I draw a walk and get on base, am I getting driven in?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the worse the bottom of the lineup is, the more pressure there is on those guys at the top, and you don't play your best baseball when you're leaning into that pressure. You play your best baseball. I mean, I'm not a ball player, but based on what they say, it's like when you're playing a little more free, you're doing the same thing you always do, the same approach. Don't overthink a moment. Just that's what players always say. Again, not my experience, clearly. But I have to imagine that as a person, when part of your team is doing nothing or you get into a hole, I would bet part of the reason that Cal and Julio and some of those guys have not gotten on base consistently and not hit nearly as consistently in this series is they've fallen behind so often. And then all of a sudden you're pressing and you're doing the most. So that's why I think it's just imperative. If you take some of the pressure off those guys.
You know what we're saying?
The same thing?
That everyone needs to play well tonight.
Yeah.
That the top needs to take some pressure off the bottom.
Yeah.
The bottom needs to take some pressure off the top.
I know, that's
and
right.
the pitching needs to be on point.
We haven't even talked about this Monday Night Football game tonight. ESPN's Brady Henderson joins us next.
It's why we love this game, because of nights like tonight.
The Mariners will win tonight. They go to the World Series.
This is stuff you do in your backyard as a kid. Like the baseball gods wanted us to be here.
We've waited 48 years for tonight. Savor it, Seattle.
I think it's a beautiful thing.
And let's do this.
Hey, Eugenio Suarez, grand salami!
First pitch at 5. Hear every pitch of the biggest game in Mariners history on the Seattle Sports app.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 25th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Are you in pain? This is Dave Wyman, and if you're experiencing pain in your shoulder, elbow, wrist, hip, or knee, do what my friend and co-host Bob Stelton did and go see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
It's been a huge game changer. After 13 years of jiu-jitsu, I had a lot of issues with my hip. It was bad, so I'd heard a ton of patients raving about the results from their 90-minute outpatient stem cell procedure with Dr. Wagner, so I had to check it out. Dr. Wagner is a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience performing more than 20,000 stem cell procedures using a person's own stem cells to regenerate cartilage in their own joints. Now, people with severe osteoarthritis, even bone on bone, are back to doing what they enjoy doing without pain and without surgery.
Whether it's a hip like Bob had, a shoulder, a knee, a wrist, an ankle, before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed, or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Ryan Roland-Smith here. For more than 35 years, the NBA Health Insurance Trust has been helping local builders, contractors, and their employees save money and gain peace of mind. They offer customized group health plans from the state's leading insurance providers. Small and mid-sized businesses deserve big healthcare access. The NBA Health Trust brings you the coverage you want at a price you can trust. Find out more at MBAHealthTrust.com. That's MBAHealthTrust.com.
You've heard the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Since 1926, my family's been helping local businesses make great first, second, and long-term impressions. We know how to make your company look good with quality uniforms, logoed apparel, floor mats, linens, and more. If you're paying for linen service or doing it yourself, let's have the conversation. The information and quote are free, but the savings and service can really add up. Visit suplinen.com. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do.
Baseball's postseason is here. Seattle Sports Playoff coverage is presented by Honey Bucket, 710 KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
It's the first Game 7 in Mariners history. Seattle's on the road taking on the Toronto Blue Jays for a winner-take-all tonight at 5:08 p.m. George Kirby on the mound. Pregame starts at 4 p.m. Make sure you download the Seattle Sports app to hear local play-by-play. Seahawks hosting the Texans at 7 p.m., part 2 of a doubleheader for Monday Night Football. Pregame for this is also at 4 p.m. on the Seattle Sports app as well, hosted by Michael Bumpus.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Monday Night Football tonight. Seattle playing in the second of a doubleheader, 7 p.m. kickoff against the Houston Texans here at home. ESPN Brady Henderson joining us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Brady, how's it going?
It's going well. Thank you for having me. Yeah, it's a little different kickoff than a normal primetime game for Seattle, so I'm trying to figure out what to do with myself until 7 p.m.
I think I can think of a game you can watch. Let's start with kind of a boring question here, but a very important one. Seattle defensively has been playing shorthanded, and while they haven't necessarily completely felt it in the losing column, though it was kind of a tough one against the Buccaneers, are they going to be able to get some guys back, hopefully, to shore up that passing defense in particular?
Yeah, so, there's still going to be another week for Derek Hall, who sounds like he's going to be back after the bye next week. But we'll see on Devin Witherspoon and Julian Love. Now, both of those guys were listed as questionable. And Love, he does kind of feel questionable. I think he was limited in practice all week. But Witherspoon he practiced all week and he was a full participant the last couple days. So to me, that kind of feels like he's maybe more probable. then he is questionable. I mean, we'll see. And then they are going to get Reek Woolen back. Now, I think what's interesting with Woolen is, McDonald said he had a great week in practice, and he's excited to see him play. I'm curious what the role is going to look like, especially if Witherspoon is back, because, it feels like the Seahawks for a while now, really since week 2, I think if they had their druthers, they would have kind of really reduced his role. And you have seen that a little bit in some of those games, but they have sort of had to play him probably more than I think they might like, just because, Witherspoon has been in and out. And so if Witherspoon is indeed back this week, I'm not sure what the role is going to look like for Woolen. Of course, the backdrop of all of this is with the trade speculation. I might add very well-founded trade speculation kind of swirling. And with the bye next week, this is, I believe, the last game that the Seahawks are going to play before the trade deadline on November 4th. And so, this could be, kind of the, if the Seahawks are indeed interested in trading Woolen, which I think that could be the case, this could be the last chance to showcase him to other teams before the deadline.
Hey, B, what concerns you about the Houston Texans?
Well, Will Anderson Jr., he's a really good player, and they've got maybe one of the best, the most talented, edge rushing duos in the NFL. And funny enough, Will Anderson Jr. was, if you go back to the 2013 draft, that was the guy that the Seahawks had rated as their highest. He was their highest rated defensive player, and there was a brief moment in there during the first round where there was a chance that he was going to fall to them. It didn't work out. Obviously, they took Witherspoon with the 5th pick instead, which has been quite the consolation prize, if you will. He's made 2 Pro Bowls in 2 seasons, one of the best, 50 greatest players in franchise history and all that. But Will Anderson Jr. was their top target going into that one, and all he's done is they made a Pro Bowl. I think he was the defensive player of the year. Has a bunch of sacks in 2.5 seasons, and so. Yeah, I would say the biggest thing that stands out about that team is probably that edge rushing duo.
How do you expect the Texans to kind of try to deal with JSN here? And in fact, maybe we can expand this to a broader question too, Brady. Have you been noticing defenses approaching JSN differently as he's continued to really, really grow this year?
Well, one of the interesting aspects of, the fact that the Seahawks haven't been able to get their run game going is that they have faced the highest percentage of loaded boxes in the NFL. So, boxes with 8+ defenders in them, they've faced the highest percentage of those on their overall plays and also their rushing plays. And as we all know, the way that you get defenses out of that alignment is you start throwing the ball over their head. Which they've done. And so, and you saw it last week with JSN with the 61-yard touchdown where he runs right by the cornerback. And it seems like he's made a deep catch like that, maybe not to that extent, but he's gotten open deep behind the defense in every game this season. And so I wonder if defenses are going to start to take notice of that and maybe take a defender out of the box and maybe start to respect Seattle's deep passing game a little bit more. And in that case, maybe that helps open up the run game. Maybe that comes at the expense of JSN and some of that deep passing game. But I do think that is part of, not only the fact that the Seahawks have really not got their run game going, that may also be a factor in why their deep passing game has been so effective, is because they have faced a ton of loaded boxes this season. But as we all know, the more you throw it over the top of a defense, the more they're going to have to respect that. And so, I'm interested to see what that looks like going forward. And I think that could be kind of an answer to their run game, is maybe you start to see teams play them a little differently. Now, part of that, and I think Brian Nemhauser has done a good job of pointing this out, is that, defenses are kind of playing them that way in part because of, this isn't a heavy 3 receiver offense. It's a lot of, 2 running backs, 2 tight ends. And so naturally, defenses are going to kind of load the box to gear up for the run. But again, when you throw it over their heads, they sometimes have no choice but to drop a defender back into coverage.
How are you feeling about the progress of this offensive line? Not giving up a lot of sacks. A lot of that has to do with Sam and the concepts, right, and him getting the full ball out. But just a check-in. I've seen that Abe has played 100% of the snaps this year. I think Cross has played like 97%. Just your thoughts on where they are and how they've developed so far.
Yeah, I mean, Abe Lucas being healthy is probably the one of the best developments for that offensive line. I don't think he's played anywhere close to his best football, but he has been out there for every single snap, which I'm sure that they're thrilled about. Right guard continues to be kind of a question mark for them, I think. I kind of look at Anthony Bradford as kind of one of like a baseball slugger who, he's either going to hit a home run or he's going to strike out. And, you will see him sometimes make a great block to help spring a run, and other times you see him just whiff. And, the interesting part about that situation is, I don't know if they have a great alternative on their roster. I think their best backup guard or their best alternative at guard might actually be their starting center, Jalen Sundell. So if they are to make a move there, I've always thought that, if you are going to make a move there, doing it after the bye would make some sense, just because, I do think that Sundell would be the guy that they would go to, which obviously would, require them to make a change at center as well. So I think if you're going to make a change like that, to me, it always seemed like doing it after the bye, or you make the change going into the bye. That way you give those guys, just some time to really get ready for what would be, changing two spots on your offensive line. So I have no insight, indicating that they're, on the verge of making that move or anything like that. I've wondered if that could be, make sense. So if that's the case, then this is obviously a very big game for Anthony Bradford. But, this is kind of an issue that every team in the NFL runs into is, you don't really have, not every team has, like a great, 5 guys that they feel really good about, let alone a 6th guy that you feel really good about plugging in if one of your starters is not playing as well as you would like him to. So, but I do think that, if they were to make a change there, whenever that would be, it does kind of feel like Sundell, that would be the play, is moving Sundell over to right guard and then putting Oluwatimi at center.
Ken Walker played his highest percentage of offensive snaps in Week 3 against New Orleans at 52.6%. Since then, it's gone 50%, 44%, 34.5%, which was the latest against Jacksonville. I know that this team is going to favor certain matchups, or maybe a guy needs to take a break or is dealing with, he tweaked his ankle or whatever. So there's a lot of other factors at play. That being said, between Ken Walker and Charbonnet, do you like the split that this team currently uses, or is there one that you'd like to see a bit more of?
I think it's really done a lot out of necessity. I mean, I think Ken Walker III has shown, over his 3+ seasons in the NFL that, as talented as he is and as much of a threat as he is to, hit a home run every time he touches the ball, he's probably not a guy who's built to get the ball 25 times a game. And so I think a lot of this is, a lot of the fact that they've been splitting reps between him and Charbonnet like they have. I think, that reflects how much they trust Charbonnet. But also, I think it's just a reflection of, you've got to play the long game with Walker. And, you just can't – he's not going to hold up if you give him the ball, if you make him like that primary bell cow type guy. So I thought it was interesting that Clint Kubiak sort of seemed to sort of acknowledge that, Walker is earning more opportunities with, just some of his practice habits. I think part of what he meant by that is Walker is actually consistently practicing now, unlike, in the spring and early part of the summer when he was in and out because of the foot and ankle injuries. I mean, he's been consistently practicing, which is something that I think is really important for them to see. And then he talked about just some of the practice habits are improving, like how he finishes runs and his tracks in the run game and all that. So, look, they're not going to suddenly go away from Charbonnet just because, again, coaches love how reliable he is, as a pass catcher, as a pass blocker. That's why you see him, you're going to continue to see him in 3rd down, 2-minute situations. He also, the yards per carry average is not good at all, but he has been effective in some short yardage situations. And so I think the play could be, you continue to use Charbonnet as the 3rd down, 2-minute guy, short yardage guy, but you maybe give Walker a little bit higher percentage of that early down work.
Hey, there's always a name or two that every year on every team, right? Maybe an undrafted guy you not expect to contribute to the team. And I can think of like Ty Okada's been a name that's played out of necessity. But is there someone that surprised you this year and you feel like could have carved out a role for themselves on this team for the rest of the season and maybe in the for the future?
Yeah, well, it's funny you ask because the theme of the power rankings assignment we're doing this week for ESPN.com is unsung heroes, and so we're supposed to pick a guy who wasn't a starter but is still contributing. Now, I picked Torrey Horton for that. Now, you could sort of debate whether or not he's a starter. I would, for the purposes of this assignment, I didn't consider him one just because he's the number 3 receiver in an offense that, really doesn't have 3 receivers on the field a whole lot. I think I looked this up this morning, and they're second to last in terms of percentage of plays run out of 11 personnel. So it's much more 2 running backs, 2 tight ends. And he's only caught 9 passes this season, but he's really made the most of those opportunities with the 3 touchdowns. And, he's doubling as their punt returner, and he obviously had that 95-yard punt return for a touchdown. So Torrey Horton, I think, has been, I would consider him, one of their unsung heroes. And really the fact that he's been sort of consistently out there as he has been. Now, he missed, a good chunk of the summer with I think it was the ankle injury, but, aside from that, he's been pretty consistent. And so he's the guy right now. I mean, obviously JSN and Cooper Kupp are getting the majority of the playing time, majority of the targets. And when you're the 3rd receiver in an offense like this, you really got to make the most of your limited opportunities. And I think he's done that.
We're coming off a weekend that saw wins for San Francisco and the Rams as well. Now 7 games into the season, almost for Seattle, but certainly for the NFC West. How does Seattle stack up?
Gosh, it's amazing what San Francisco is doing, getting to 5-2 despite all the injuries that they've dealt with. And, Kittle went on IR. They haven't had, Brock Purdy for a number of games, and Mac Jones is doing what he's doing. So the 49ers have been really impressive. And, at 5-2, you just can't help but wonder how good that team is going to be when they finally get back to full strength. And so I think it's kind of, San Francisco is the best team in the division right now, and then I think LA and Seattle are just a tick behind. But that said, this looked going into the season like it was going to again be the most competitive division from top to bottom in the NFL, like it was last season. I mean, I'm not saying that I think the Super Bowl contender out of the NFC is going to come from this division necessarily, but I think top to bottom, you won't find a better 4 teams in any other division. And so that's what it looked like going into the season. I know Arizona is really scuffling, but still it just looks like a really tough division. And that's kind of how I see it right now. You just can't help but wonder what San Francisco is going to look like when they get their guys back. But, Seahawks are playing good football. I think LA, took it to Jacksonville and London. And so it's hard to say definitively that any one of those teams is considerably better than any of the other. But I would give a slight edge to San Francisco right now just because of what they've done despite not being anywhere near full strength.
Last one, very, very quickly before we let you go. I usually hate asking for score predictions, so that's not necessarily what I'm doing. But does this feel like a game as we head into primetime here on a big sports night for a lot of Seattle fans that Seattle should, in theory, win?
Well, it's really tough to say. I mean, in a normal situation, I would say yes because they're playing at home on Monday night, and they just are a better team. The weird factor in all this is that for whatever reason, they just have not been nearly as good at home over the last few seasons as they have been on the road. So I still think that's going to help them. I think there's a lot of weird kind of factors that go into play there. Houston is, a 2-3 team that has won 2 straight. Their defense has really played well in the last couple of weeks, but I still think the Seahawks are a better team. I picked them. I can't remember what score I picked, but I think I picked them to win by 5-6 points, something like that.
It was like a 35 points for Seattle against the best scoring defense, probably. Maybe something. I don't know. Maybe.
Something like that.
He is ESPN's Brady Henderson. Thanks, Brady. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. See you.
Mariners and ALCS Game 7, Seahawks on Monday Night Football. Seattle Sports has you covered for every minute of every game. Find the Mariners on Seattle Sports app, AM 770 or 98.9 FM, or catch the Seahawks on 710, 97.3 Cairo FM, and the Seattle Sports app. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Headline Rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, the Seahawks take on the Texans tonight on Monday Night Football with a chance to go into the bye at 5-2. What's the real headline?
The Seahawks are at home, but this time I'm really rooting for a road win. Of course, I'm talking about Seattle over Toronto.
Man, it's going to be hectic tonight. So a pregame starts at 4, the game starts at 5, so I'll be hosting the pregame show and looking at my iPad, watching the game at the same time, double dipping, double duty. I'm sure Moyer will be doing the same thing, B-Walt, Big Ray. We just got Big Ray in the baseball. Big Ray, he was kind of fighting it, but I know you feel it, Big Ray. This should be a fun one tonight. The Texans are a good ball club. You look at their numbers, you watch the film, they got some ballers on that second level. Brady was just talking about Will Anderson, am I saying that? Toa.
You know more
Henry
than I mess it up every time.
He's a baller as well. Aziz Shair. They got some guys over there. It's not going to be a walk in the park. Should be a fun night for Seattle fans.
No, absolutely not. My joke about dropping 35, obviously, in jest, it's going to be very, very tough. Do I think Seattle's the better team overall? Yes. A lot of that, though, is focused on the offense. The defense has been really good with consistently applying pressure. They have more sacks than Houston's defense. Houston's defense is just so good against the pass. And this is not only a monumental test for Sam Darnold in Seattle's offense, but I think can be very eye-opening for how they can perform against contenders and contending teams. Whether or not Houston's going to make some deep run in the AFC, which ironically feels more wide open. The last couple of years we've been saying this about the NFC, but there are so many good teams in the NFC this year. But I think this is a good test for hey, suddenly and surprisingly, a strength of your team is your passing offense. Let's see what it looks like against Houston.
Headline Rewrites.
Headline number two, the Huskies were shut down by Michigan 24-7 on Saturday. What's the real headline?
Jed was just distracted by that LinkedIn alert he got about the Florida job. Just did it. Whoa.
Or maybe the text messages he's been sharing with UCLA just in case, you know what I'm saying?
Just got to keep an eye on it.
That job. No, this game was close for a while. Damon Williams has had 3 horrible turnovers at the end of the game, 2 interceptions in back-to-back plays of him possessing the football. It was tough, man, because they were in it. But once you go down 14 in the big house and that crowd gets going, it's going to be hard to climb out of there. UW scrappy for a minute, but big boys took over.
Headline Rewrites.
Headline number 3, the Kraken moved to 3-0-2 on the season with a 4-3 win over Toronto on Saturday. What's the real headline?
4-3 over Toronto is also how I want the ALCS to go.
I get it this time.
Yeah, talk about the Kraken for a minute here, though. Now, again, 5 games into the season. Am I ready to say I was totally wrong?
Championship.
No. But I am happy with their start so far because I had a lot of questions about scoring, about top-level talent, and so far, solid.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to make sense of it. What they're best at is power plays, or they're 5th when it comes to power play percentage, so we'll give them that. But 60th in points is their best guy, and Vince Dunn, excuse me. And Shane Wright has been playing some decent, I can't say ball, decent hockey as well. So they're dependent on the young guys and goaltending. But, yeah, I was trying to make sense of their start statistically, and it makes no sense. They're just grinding out wins.
We'll see how they get it done. Let's go to some questions from listeners. 360 says, I think Houston's defensive numbers are skewed. They've not really played that many great offenses or quarterbacks, which is not super wrong, although I will say I'm going all the way back to game 1 of the season. They did hold the Rams, including with a healthy Puka Nacua, to 14 points and almost got back into that game. So while this also includes a game, it was like a 26-0 shutout against the Texans or, 44 points on a horrible Baltimore defense. They have played at least one very good passing offense. Maybe they weren't into the swing of things. Maybe a week 6 or 7 Rams team would look different, but I think that's noteworthy.
No, I think those points are valid, your points and the Texans' points. But watching the film, they're a good ball club. Nick Chubb still got some juice in him, and C.J. Stroud is making great decisions with the football. I still think the Hawks should win this ball game, but like I said before, there's going to be a moment in this game where the Hawks have to take this thing over and go. and Houston has to fight back. If Houston fights back, it could get interesting.
We focus so much on Houston's defense against Sam Darnold and JSN and the weapons that Seattle has. How do you feel about Houston's offense? Because they're kind of statistically
it's
middle of the road in almost every category.
It's funny because I was watching their offense, and I'm like, man, this looks familiar. What's going on? And then I look at their offensive coordinator. Guess where he's from? The Sean McVay tree.
Okay.
And the good thing is the Hawks they've seen something like this before. Nothing's going to really surprise them.
Yeah, I think, I hope not. I don't know. I'm feeling optimistic about a Seahawks win. I think it's going to be real tough, though. I'm expecting certainly a low-scoring game. It's a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Coming up next, again, we don't have a ton of NFL stuff today. We're really focused on Game 7. So getting back to Game 7 at 12:45, taking your calls. What would you tell the Mariners ahead of Game 7? Coming up at 1. We've got 2 more football segments. So at 1:30, Texans to get you ready for Monday night. And next, taking a look at the top headline stories, notes from Week 7.
It's why we love this game, because of nights like tonight.
The Mariners will win tonight. They go to the World Series.
This is stuff you do in your backyard as a kid. Like the baseball gods wanted us to be here.
We've waited 48 years for tonight. Savor it, Seattle.
I think it's a beautiful thing.
And let's do this.
Hey, Eugenio Suarez, grand salami!
First pitch at 5. Hear every pitch of the biggest game in Mariners history on the Seattle Sports app.
Things are getting spooky around here. What's up, it's Bump. And fall is my favorite time of the year. Obviously, for football, you got the baseball playoffs, Game 7 tonight. Fall golf, the leaves are turning, and seeing all these kids and adults dress up in their funny costumes, what's not to love? This year, I want to start a new tradition. Make the easy drive up I-5 to Silver Reef Casino Resort. They have everything you need. Deluxe rooms where you can actually spread out and feel relaxed and comfortable. Head downstairs and watch games on their big screens at the sportsbook while grabbing a bite. Then head outside for some golf at Loomis Trails Golf Course. They have rates that you can't beat for a course this nice. There's water, there's trees. It loops back into the forest for a couple of holes. You feel like you're the only group out there. While golfing, the missus can check out the spa. We'll meet back up for a delicious dinner at either the steakhouse or the cantina. It's an awesome trip. You should do it. It's off I-5 exit 260, silverreefcasino.com.
Progressive presents a testimonial of sorts.
Hey, slow down!
Oh, yeah? Well, you drive like my grandma. She's a very attentive and courteous driver who wears a seatbelt and always uses her turn signals. She's also a talented painter and has very low cholesterol. Not that that has anything to do with her drive. We just thought a more complete picture of who she is might be interesting. Anyway, have a nice day.
Safe driver? Get Snapshot from Progressive and get a personalized rate based on how you drive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
Dave Wyman here, and after 20 years of living in our home, our window seals started breaking. That's when I called Harley Exteriors. They're huge fans of our teams and regular listeners at the station, but what really sold me was their Olympic Series windows, built right here in Washington, designed for Pacific Northwest homes and climate. That means cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. They're beautiful windows that last up to 60 years, and they'll help with noise, too. Harley Exteriors knows you've been spending a ton on playoff tickets, so they have a special deal for Seattle sports listeners. No interest and no payments for an entire year. Also, buy one window and get the second one 40% off, and take another $200 off your entire project. They're the friendliest team and so easy to work with. You call the number, and the person on the other line asks, "How can I make you smile today?" Just give them a ring and tell them you heard our ad. Call 833-HARLEY. That's 833-HARLEY, or go to HarleyExteriors.com.
In today's competitive world, standing out isn't optional anymore. I'm Rusty George, and my agency builds websites and marketing strategies to help builders, manufacturers, and material suppliers get louder, get noticed, and bring in new customers. Visit us today at rustygeorge.com.
This is where you hear the AL West champion Mariners in the ALCS, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
Fall rains can expose hidden roof problems, and once water gets in, the damage only gets worse. Is your roof ready for the season? Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. At State Roofing and Exteriors, we repair and replace roofs with a quality you've trusted for decades. And yes, we also provide siding, windows, decks, and gutters to keep your entire home protected. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule a free estimate. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Are you frustrated with those trendy weight loss shots and not getting the long-term results you really want? This is Dr. Ryan Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss, and whether you've hit a plateau, can't handle the side effects, or watch the pounds creep back after stopping, there's a better way. Our program has helped over 4,000 people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks without expensive injections or uncomfortable side effects. Our doctor-developed program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast. Ready for real lasting results? Visit eastsideweightlossclinic.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Did he just say Eastside Weight Loss Clinic is half the cost and works twice as fast as weight loss injections? It's true. Eastside Weight Loss Clinic is natural and it works. I was finding that my clothes didn't fit as well, so I jumped on the program. I lost 35 pounds in 60 days. It was very safe and a healthy plan.
Many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two, and you can do our program remotely from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary. This is a message worth listening to. Our friends at Mazda of Everett always offer you their best deals. Mazda of Everett is the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer for a reason. They sell more new Mazdas than any other dealer on the West Coast, offering you their best deal every day. Shop over 300 new Mazda CX-5s with 0.9 financing for 60 months, available on approved credit. Located on Highway 99 in Everett, or shop MazdaofEverett.com. Based on Mazda USA's retail sales reports 2025.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I don't know that we can get through every single game from week 7, but we're going to try to look at some of our favorites.
7.
Stop. I am going to start with another NFC West team here. The Rams, 35-7 over Jacksonville. Devontae Adams with a hat trick in this one, and Matthew Stafford, the craziest night
Doesn't
to
make
me.
sense.
No, 5 touchdowns. With what was it? Certainly under 200 passing yards, right? At one point it was 180. It was what? That was the final line. 182. Yes. 182 passing yards and 5 touchdowns. Tell me what you saw.
I'm trying to figure it out. I looked at the play-by-plays. I'm like, well, they must have had really short drives. They had some 60-yard drives, 75-yard drives in there. And throwing the football, a guy named who's Kanata Mumfield. You know that guy?
I do not.
No, 12 receptions this year. Even he had a touchdown. So just a very efficient game for these Rams, man. On the other side, Travis Hunter has his first 100-yard game as a receiver, 8 for 101 and a touchdown. Trevor Lawrence didn't have a horrible game, 296, 1 touchdown, but they were sacked 7 times. The Rams said, anything you can do, I can do better, because we got them 7 times, and so did they. This game makes completely no sense to me, and the Rams continue to win ball games.
Yeah, Ian, were you going to add something here?
I was half asleep for this game, if I'm being honest, but every time...
It was very early, 6:30 start.
It was really early. Every time I looked up, it was a connection between Devontae Adams and it's just still got it. They're gonna figure it out. They're smart football players.
There's a really interesting lesson to be learned here too. I am typically very go for it on 4th down, go for it on 4th and short. The Jags turned the ball over a ton by going for it on 4th down and not getting it. Just 2 and 6 in 4th down efficiency, which is not very good. Typically teams, not only because they typically don't go for it on 4th down, but typically it is going to be really short, all of your attempts. So something like 60% on 4th down would be like even an average or like slightly above average. 2 of 6 on 4th down is insane.
It's not good.
No, just a bad team. Okay. Next one? Do you want to choose the next one? I was going to go Broncos.
You got it. Go
for it.
Okay,
let's do it. Denver, 33-32 over the New York Giants. While I initially looked at this one and thought, oh, wow, look at the Giants. Really making a statement here after a statement win over the Eagles. Cam Scattaboo continuing to just be an absolute godsend for them. And yet the Broncos then, after trailing 19-0 heading into the fourth quarter, scored all 33 points in the fourth.
Ridiculous. 33 points. Bo Nix did something no one has ever done before, Stacy. He's the first player with 2 passing touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns in 1 quarter. No one else has ever done that. And they got lucky. There's a football that he threw in the end zone. It pops up. His receiver catches it. And then Jackson Dart throws it a late interception. He looked like a rookie in that moment. This game went from look at these New York football Giants go and take down the best defense in the game right now to Bo Nix, and these guys are resilient and they never died.
Well, heading into this weekend, you mentioned that of all games, Dolphins-Browns, which certainly didn't seem appealing on paper, was maybe going to be the most important. Browns ended up winning that one handedly, 31-6. Absolutely horrible for Tua Tagovailoa, and no touchdowns, 3 interceptions in this one.
Tua calling people out at the podium. Has he looked in the mirror lately? My man, 3 interceptions. You don't look like a guy who's getting paid $50 million a year. You can feel the effects of not having the cheetah out there and then Tyreek Hill. Dylan Gabriel on the other side didn't do much. 13 of 18, 116. But Judkins, the young man from Ohio State, he has arrived. He had 3 touchdowns, turnovers, and rushing touchdowns. The Browns controlled this game. McDaniels, this morning, Shefty was alluding to the fact that he might be fired.
Yeah, this morning, hinting that people were expecting maybe some news to come out of Miami. So TBD, everyone keeping an eye on that one. Unfortunately, I think it might be at the end of the road, but we'll see. Okay, should we go Chiefs Raiders?
Let's do it.
Okay. Chiefs 31-0 over the Raiders. It was the first, did I see this right? The first regular season shutout of Andy Reid's career.
Really?
It had happened once in the postseason. They kept saying it during the broadcast, so I wrote it down. And I kept thinking, I got to fact check this later. But it's like, why would they get it wrong on the broadcast? I couldn't believe it, though. One of the best head coaches we've ever seen in the NFL. But there we go. 2 ways to go about this, Bump. Either the Chiefs' demise was far exaggerated, or the Oakland Raiders are in deep you-know-what.
Both can be true. Both can be true.
Pat Mahomes,
3 touchdowns. You got Rashee Rice back. I know he only had 42 yards and 2 touchdowns, right? 2 touchdowns are big. But he affects the whole game. Now you got your full squad together. You got Xavier Worthy in the receiving core. You got Hollywood Brown. You got Rashee Rice. Travis Kelce doesn't have to be that guy anymore. It's more about what's happening on the other side. Only 30 plays ran for the Vegas Raiders. The Kansas City Chiefs have 30 first downs on their own. Geno Smith, 10 of 16 for 67 yards, 6-7, and 1 sack. It's all bad over there for the Vegas Raiders, man. And I think that sometimes the grass isn't always greener. Sometimes you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Yep.
Geno, I bet, is feeling some type of way. I think Curtis said that. He said, we beat ourselves today. You lose 31-0.
You didn't just beat yourself.
Nah.
Well,
the other team beat you, man.
Although it's like, yes, the other team like absolutely dog-walked you, but there is this collective effort and failure. I think that Geno has been very prominently and very obviously a source of their failure, throwing a ton of interceptions. He did not throw an interception in this game from Nate Tice. You mentioned those 30 plays that they ran.
Barely threw the ball.
Barely, exactly. But you mentioned those 30 plays they ran from Nate Tice. It's the fewest an NFL offense has run in a game since at least 2002. Ian wasn't even born, probably.
Goodness gracious. It's getting embarrassing over there.
Ian, don't correct me.
I love Pete Carroll, but they just look lost. Like, it feels like they're like just a half step behind everybody else.
Yes, I agree. Which is weird. Pete Carroll, also
Right?
an exceptional head coach.
He should be getting them fired up. It's like they're just not ready to play.
I had high expectations for this one. Okay, let's keep it moving. Couple choices here. We can talk about, you already talked about the Colts in 4-down territory, so we can skip over them a little bit. So we've got Cowboys Commanders. Cowboys offense looking absolutely exceptional. Let's bounce there for just a little minute because we're also keeping an eye on potentially some lingering issues for Jaden Daniels, who had to leave at one point with an injury. Just kind of a whatever day for him, 12 of 22, 156. Dak Prescott continuing to cook, 264 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Don't you talk about Dak.
I had to say it.
Because I put him in
had to say
MVP conversation. You're like, bump. No.
I know.
What about their team? Dak is balling right now. He is balling, 3 touchdowns. Here's the thing. We know he can ball during the regular season. Can he do it in the playoffs? But welcome back, CeeDee Lamb. He had 5 for 110. George Pickens has been holding it down since he's been there. Jake Ferguson had 2 touchdowns. Offensively, the Cowboys can throw hands stands with anybody, it's that defense that's been hurting them. Washington still rushed for 136 and 2 touchdowns. But you put up 44, you should win that ball game.
I wonder what having Micah Parsons, you would have had to pay him, so I don't know what other moves you would have been limited to, or if you'd feel like it was a win now mode. But I wonder what Micah Parsons and how that would affect this defense with this offense. This is one of the highest scoring offenses in football right now. Dak Prescott and Baker Mayfield are just battling back and forth for MVP caliber seasons.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
And Sam Darnold is into the chat for real too. Let's put him in there too. Give Sam some love, but yeah, it's Dak and Baker right now.
We might only have time for one more. I was going to wrap up with Eagles.
Let's do it.
Sound good? Okay. Eagles 28-22 over the Minnesota Vikings. Carson Wentz, honestly, I hate to say it since he threw no touchdowns and had 2 interceptions, at times looked better than I thought he would. Ended up passing 42 times. Very pass-heavy day for Minnesota. But the real story coming out of this one, Philly getting a much-needed win, 5-2 right now. Jalen Hurts, 326 yards, 3 touchdowns.
And they did it in a different way. The run game hasn't really been cracking for these guys this year with Saquon and that run game. Your offensive line looks a bit different, but you appease the diva receivers. A.J. Brown at 121 and 2 touchdowns, and Devontae Smith 183 and 1 touchdowns. I feel like the Eagles, they're 5-2. I feel like they've won 5 different ways this year. There's always a different way they win the ball game, with defense, with offense, the run game being okay, the pass game being prolific, but Jalen Hurts, you want to get along with A.J. Brown, just keep tossing on the football like this.
A follow-up question, again, just only like a minute left here, but we talked when going over the Chiefs absolutely dominating Oakland that maybe talks of, the Chiefs aren't in this thing, were wildly overrated, and this is actually still a very good team. There were also talks about the Eagles, who have a great record, maybe being in trouble here. Were those also exaggerated, or do you have some lingering concerns about this Philly squad?
We're in the exaggeration business. This is what we are paid to do, exaggerate. I wasn't tripping on Philly because of the pedigree, and their roster. Wasn't tripping on the Chiefs either. You felt like once guys get healthy, you figure out what you need to do. That's why you have 2 of the best coaches in the game on both sides, because they adjust to what their team needs. I'm completely fine with Philly and the Chiefs.
All right, back to a monumental and franchise first Game 7 tonight for the Seattle Mariners. Coming up at 1, taking your calls. What would you tell the Mariners ahead of Game 7? That number is going to be 866-979-3776. Coming up next, John Smoltz joined Brock and Salk earlier this morning to preview tonight's game.
Tonight, another massive night in Seattle sports history.
All teed up.
Hawks and Texans on Monday Night Football at Lumen.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
And the Mariners and Blue Jays playing for the American League pennant in Game 7 of the ALCS.
The Mariners will win tonight. They go to the World Series.
The Seahawks will be on 7:10 a.m. The Mariners are on 7:70 a.m. Both are on the Seattle Sports app. Only the Seattle Sports app guarantees you don't miss anything.
The LJ way is. You look at stuff like this and it's like, I don't want to come into an industry and work on a place that is going to compromise how I feel about myself. I get to go to work every day with good people, and I get to enjoy what I do because I'm out there just trying to do right by people I care about, which is our community. We're going to see them at the grocery store. I'm going to see them at the sports tournaments. 2 friends of our daughters came in last night just on the lot, didn't know I was there, and it was cool because you got to take them through, and they're going to buy a car for their first driver and a car for their kid going to school soon. These are the people that you're going to work with. And so you better make sure that your laundry's clean. I don't think Lee Johnson specifically, right, Speedway Chevrolet, where I'm at, I don't think they've ever had a problem with the community of being able to stand up and look them in the eye and know that they did their job well. The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
At Bible Law Group, we understand when your legal problems hit biblical levels. That's why you can't wait 20 years to make the playoffs. You need help in court now. With James Bible and his team by your side, don't panic when the giants you're facing seem 10 feet tall or when you feel trapped in a lion's den of litigation. At Bible Law Group, we've secured over $40 million in settlements for our clients, and we're ready to fight for you. When your legal problems are biblical, contact Bible Law and let our talented team get to work. No matter the case, find us at BibleLawGroup.com.
Where you hear the AL West champion Mariners in the ALCS, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
Stacy Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate, noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas: waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit ProSculpt.com for powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men. It's ProSculpt.com.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, "Buy low, sell high." There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Taking your calls at 1. What would you tell the Mariners ahead of Game 7? 866-979-3776 is going to be your call-in number. Right now, let's take a listen to some of what John Smoltz had to say this morning with Brock and Salk. I've seen a lot of comments about this topic that we're starting on Bump, and that is people saying the Mariners are too home run reliant. This is what John had to say.
We've talked about this. You and I have talked about this, whether that's a formula that can run the table, but it is what it is. This team is built around home runs. They've hit 2 3-run homers in a game and won. They hit a grand slam in a game and won. So that's what it's going to take tonight. I've never seen a series flip like that, meaning I talked about it yesterday. It seems insignificant, but to start the series, Arozarena was struck out was walking to the dugout. He got a reprieve because the umpire didn't call it a strike. He walks. Next thing you know, they get 3 runs. They win that game. He gets hit by an 0-2 pitch. He's struggling at the plate. Next thing you know, they get 4 runs. Things like that have to happen. Unless Seattle flips the script and they get a 5-hit inning, they're built on the long ball, and they're going to need their stars to come through tonight.
Vlad Guerrero Jr. is leading the postseason in home runs with 6, but right there, tied for third with Teoscar Hernandez, and one behind Shohei Ohtani is Cal Raleigh with 4. Tied for 6 behind George Springer, Gino, Jorge Polanco, Josh Naylor, Julio Rodriguez, all with 3 home runs.
I'll never knock a home run.
No.
Not one day in my life will I knock a home run. But it's almost like shooting threes, though. You get hot, baby. Things get going.
I just don't think that's the problem with the team.
No, it's not. It's other things. It's having 3 errors last night.
Yeah.
It's your pitching not being what we thought they were, being dominant. It's not the home runs.
No, it's. I think it's it's not a tired narrative. It's a very interesting philosophical discussion about how to build teams, but also that is what your team is. The problem is you're not, outside of last night where you had guys who typically have been able to do that, like Julio and Cal hit into double plays with runners on. So this is going to sound bad, but outside of that very recent game, the problem is that the rest of your hitters aren't doing anything. You're not getting a lot of RBI singles. You're not drawing as many walks. You're not playing solid, complete baseball. So your home run hitters who are going to strike out more often do nothing.
Just hit more home runs today. Just be excellent at what you do. Be excellent on the mound, hit your bombs, be good defensively, and weather the storm, the emotional wave that's going to be all these Blue Jays fans coming out hype. The greatest thing in the world is starting fast, especially in a place like that, because they get quiet real quick.
Yeah.
Silence that dang crowd, and you assert your dominance. But it's too late, Game 7, and in the CS and say, all right, guys, let's change who we are. No, this got you here.
We need more singles.
Be there. You be there.
Here's more from John Smoltz again with Brock and Salk this morning on how the Mariners can get it done.
Seattle, with the ability to play close games and get great pitching, it's been a little bit confusing because of how they got here. I mean, they've had to use so many pitchers, and they've had to exhaust so many to get here. I mean, this has been a phenomenal year, and they got a chance to go to the World Series. And I think they're in position to do it if they can get just a little bit of length out of their starter tonight. I think Seattle's formula works when they get their starting pitching. They've got a nasty bullpen, but they got to get a couple big hits. They do that throughout the year, and if they do that tonight, they're going to go to the World Series for the first time ever.
Yes, the Mariners' offense has not been hitting as consistently as Toronto's. And yes, I went on air saying the bottom of the order was a big part of that problem. And so I'm going to sound like I'm contradicting myself. But Toronto's gotten better pitching in this one. Not every single time. You've had some moments where guys have fallen apart, but Seattle starters who were nails in the ALDS and part of what kept you going through that have not done so in this series.
Yeah, Young Savage looked good yesterday, man. That splitter, was something filthy, man. And it's about getting ahead. I mean, right? That's the name of the game. Pitchers want to get ahead, batters want to get ahead, because now you can kind of narrow down the pitches and what they like to do. Stay off the dang slider. He let one hang the other day, and and we still didn't get a piece of that. So, yeah, you're not going to see him again, though. I think that's what they had. Was he 22 years old, 23? The young man.
Yeah, just like 5 or 6 games.
Came in there and did his thing. So, yeah, take advantage. I don't look at Toronto's pitching, and I'm not shaking in my boots.
Yeah, Young Savage. John Smoltz actually echoed exactly what you did, Bump, which is for all there is to point to in this game, the little keys and the things that you need to go right, ultimately your stars need to show up.
Yeah, I know this, again, seems like a simple statement, but when I look at this series and I see the star power on both teams, you can look directly to the wins correlated to the stars. And it does come down to that. Now, fair or not, Julio Rodriguez has been moved up to the number 1 spot because they've had to change their lineup. And I just look for the first 2 hitters to make the impact tonight. Cal Raleigh, I can't imagine how exhausted he is and beat up, but you're never going to hear that from him. And I just think he's going to have another big hit. One of those two guys, you got to go to your stars. And, yeah, the unlikely, timely, maybe unforeseen hit that breaks it open could definitely be part of it. But there's some stars delivering in huge moments, and that's what it's going to take.
You guys are in agreement there. And to John's point, that's what the Blue Jays have been able to do. It's not, they are getting more production from the bottom of the lineup, but it's not like that's all that's happening. Vlad is hitting well over 400 with 6 home runs this postseason.
Yeah, it's like they're getting pops, like, 1 and 2 a pop, and then 5 and 6 will pop, and 9 will do its thing. And then the next inning, 2 and 3 will pop. That's they're playing complete, well, at least last game and the wins that they've had, it's been just team baseball, especially when it comes to the order. Right now, the Toronto Blue Jays look like the more consistent lineup, but we know that explosiveness can be consistency.
Yeah. Let's see. Do I have enough time for one more? Yeah, I just want to end on like a more positive note here. This from John Smoltz on Kirby.
But I think Kirby's going to bounce back, because a pitcher, when you've had something happen to you for the first time that's never happened, you have a chance, you get set, you get reset, you make the necessary adjustment, you watch what's going on. Now, the other side can do the same thing. So when you ask me that, that's where I go to. It's like I go to the stars that have been carrying this ball club, and in a moment like this, I think they have a chance to do and deliver a significant blow.
John thinks it's on the stars, that Kirby can bounce back, that there's reason for optimism and certainly excitement for the first Game 7 in franchise history. What would you tell the Mariners ahead of Game 7? They've never had a Game 7 before. First time we're all watching it collectively. Doesn't matter what era you're from, right? There was a minute there where it's like, there's a generation of fans that haven't seen a deep playoff run. Nope, we're all in this together now. Never seen a Game 7 ever. Let's make it count. Will this team get to a World Series? I don't know. What would you tell this team ahead of Game 7? 866-979-3776. Call now.
It's why we love this game, because of nights like tonight.
The Mariners will win tonight. They go to the World Series.
This is stuff you do in your backyard as a kid.
Like the baseball gods wanted us to be here.
We've waited 48 years for tonight. Savor it, Seattle.
I think it's a beautiful thing.
And let's do this.
Hey, Eugenio Suarez, grand salami!
First pitch at 5. Hear every pitch of the biggest game in Mariners history on the Seattle Sports app.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service. 98 years providing logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linens, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. Visit suplinen.com.
At Washington Energy Services, we take the time to get to know you and your home. We have the passion and commitment to see each project through and to treat our work as more than just a job. For over 65 years, we've offered award-winning home services, from heating and cooling, plumbing and electrical, to windows and doors. Complete home improvement handled from start to comfort. For peace of mind when you need it most, count on Washington Energy Services, bringing good energy to your home.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-266-3845. Again, that's 800-266-3845. 800-266-3845.
Ryan Roland Smith here. For more than 35 years, the NBA Health Insurance Trust has been helping local builders, contractors, and their employees save money and gain peace of mind. They offer customized group health plans from the state's leading insurance providers. Small and mid-sized businesses deserve big healthcare access. The NBA Health Trust brings you the coverage you want at a price you can trust. Find out more at MBAHealthTrust.com. That's MBAHealthTrust.com.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
This is a message worth listening to. Our friends at Mazda of Everett always offer you their best deals. Mazda of Everett is the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer for a reason. They sell more new Mazdas than any other dealer on the West Coast, offering you their best deal every day. Shop over 300 new Mazda CX-5s with 0.9 financing for 60 months, available on approved credit. Located on Highway 99 in Everett, or shop MazdaofEverett.com. Based on Mazda USA's retail sales reports 2025.
Baseball's postseason is here. Seattle Sports Playoff coverage is presented by Honey Bucket, 710 KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
It's the most important game in Mariners history because it is the first Game 7 in franchise history. Seattle's on the road taking on the Toronto Blue Jays for a winner-take-all game tonight, 5:08 p.m. George Kirby on the mound. Pregame show starts at 4 p.m. Make sure you download the Seattle Sports app to hear local play-by-play. The Seahawks hosting the Texans at 7 p.m. for Monday Night Football. Pregame for this also set at 4 p.m., hosted by Michael Bumpus.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Mariners and ALCS Game 7. Seahawks on Monday Night Football. Seattle Sports has you covered for every minute of every game. Find the Mariners on the Seattle Sports app, AM 770 or 98.9 FM. Or catch the Seahawks on 710, 97.3 Cairo FM and the Seattle Sports app. It's a Reaction Monday, powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Let's get to your calls. What would you tell the Mariners ahead of Game 7? Let's start with Mitch in Ferndale. Mitch, what would you tell the Mariners?
Hey there. I just want to tell them I love them no matter what. I've watched every single inning of playoff baseball from them, being born in 1989. Basically grew up at Paul Moyer's house, and no matter what happens, we're here for them. So if you need a torpedo bat yourself, go to viperbats.com. Tell them I sent you.
Thanks, Mitch. Bump, why do you look so
We know we love them no matter what.
Why are you doing this?
It's game 7, Mitch. What are we doing? This isn't Little League. There's aren't orange slices after the game. We go in there, you get them motivated. Take down Toronto. Of course we love them. What is happening to this country?
Thanks for calling, Mitch.
Thanks, Mitch.
Let's go to Sam in Seattle. Sam, what would you tell the Mariners ahead of Game 7?
Hi. So, they just get it done. I would just say, Josh Naylor stealing third in that game against the Tigers, it was just so amazing. One of the slowest guys in baseball, but just knows how to read the pitcher, knows how to get it done. And that's what the Mariners do best. They squeak out these great things. I mean, last night, getting 2 men on the bases twice early in the game, and the Mariners are trying. They can do it. I know they can.
Thanks for the call, Sam. Bump's happier about
Sam.
that
We can
one.
do it.
Happier about that
we can
one.
Do it.
Okay, you've passed the bump test, I guess. A couple open lines, 866-979-3776. What would you tell the Mariners ahead of Game 7? What would you tell them?
Well, what I tell them? Let's get it, boys. Game 7. Julio, stay ready, baby. Bullpen, stay hot. Field everything. We know who we are. We know what we got here. Let's go win this and take it back to Seattle. Northwest, stand up. Let's get it.
Let's go to Nelson in Kent. Nelson, what would you tell the Mariners ahead of Game 7?
Well, I was kind of thinking more of the sentimental route, and I was thinking of like the halftime speech in the movie Friday Night Lights, but then Bump got all mad that someone was going that way, and it kind of made me think like, yeah, we could get sentimental after. Let's get mad. Like, let's replay John Schneider's comments about Cal. Let's remind let's remind the players whenever the Jays are in town, the stadium gets taken over by the Jays fans and they disrespect you in your own house. They can't have a better baseball team. They already have better health care. They cannot have a better baseball team than us, okay? This is our time. You can get sentimental after. We'll love you after. Go out, just play that John Schneider thing on loop. This is a team that hates you. America, all the announcers and everybody doesn't respect you. They think you're going to lose to the Jays. Like, you can hear it in the announcers' voices. Remind them that, and remind them who we are. Remind them we got the MVP. Remind them we got the young star under 25 years old in Julio. Just go out there and kick their butt, okay? Let's go. Let's get it. I'm tired of the Jays. Get out of here.
Thanks for the call, Nelson. Nelson, they already have better health care than us. Don't let them take this World Series trip away.
Exactly.
Absolutely not.
Hey, hit home with the health care, though.
He sure did. All right. If anyone needs a reminder for what that John Schneider sound was, Ian's going to grab it for us in just a minute. But now I will say, John Schneider was asked about this in Game 1 of the series and did say, yeah, that was a young manager who didn't know better, kind of trying to fire up his guys.
Mm-hmm.
I clearly don't feel that way. And then that was evidenced in Game 2 when he intentionally walked Cal pretty early in the game. ended up being part of, I want to say, Jorge Polanco's bomb to put him up 6-2, or 6-3. So I know that John Schneider doesn't feel this way anymore, but Nelson is fair in pointing to it as something that was really riling people up. And by the way, when Cal was asked about it at the time, not happy about it back in, 23?
Was that 23?
23, I think. Let's go to Tom in Oak Harbor. Tom, what would you tell the Mariners ahead of Game 7?
Bump and Stacy, the best in sports radio. I love you guys. Hey,
thanks,
three
Tom.
things. Logan Gilbert, he's supposed to be our ace. He's supposed to be our Madison Bumgarner, and we're supposed to ride him all the way to the World Series. What happened? Well, we're going to put that behind us. We're going to put Kirby in there. Now, Kirby's been blasted 3 times by Toronto this year. You know what I would do with Kirby? I wouldn't just send him out there with the bullpen empty when people sitting down. I'd have Wu warming up first pitch. First pitch of the game, I'd have him out there warming up and telling Kirby, you're on the shortest leash you've ever been in your life. And then thirdly, C.J. Stroud was interviewed a few weeks ago, and he was wearing a Seattle Mariners baseball cap. And guess who's coming to town tonight? If that ain't a sign, the Mariners are winning. I'm telling you, go Mariners. Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks, Tom.
I wouldn't tell him he's on a short leash, man. I wouldn't get
No,
that
I
in
love
his
Tom's
head.
approach. Now Bum's like, that's a little too, that's a little too
You
tight.
better don't go out there messing up.
Tom said, look at me. Look me in the eyes, George. I swear you throw one ball.
Warning shots.
I need 0-2 counts all day.
All day.
All day. Curtis, would you mind replaying that sound from John Schneider a couple years ago?
John, what about Cal Riley makes him so tough to pitch to?
He's not very tough to pitch to when you execute your pitches. You know, he's hitting 200, but it's, I know he's done damage against us. And I think if you execute, you know, he's obviously got big, you know, damage potential, and he's got a lot of strikeout potential too. And when you execute your pitches, you usually get the job done.
He tried to backpedal low key.
He
It hit him. It was
absolutely
like,
did.
Oh, actually, yeah, he can do damage.
The way I would play that on repeat, if I was Cal Riley, if I was Cal Riley, the way that I would play that regular, even though he's since been like, I shouldn't have said that. I'd still just for the edge.
The Fox guys are still calling him Cal Riley.
Yeah, which is weird because it's one thing if it's like maybe, you know, you're just, first of all, there's a city, so that's what I don't quite, it's exactly like Raleigh. It's something you should already know.
I don't understand how you can be an MVP candidate and they just don't know your name.
That's what I'm saying. It's that you have been maybe the biggest story in baseball all year, and it's not hard to say, man.
It's not.
It's an existing place before Cal was born even. Okay. Let's go to, am I reading this right? Macho Man in Olympia? All right. Macho Man in Olympia. What would you tell the Mariners ahead of Game 7?
Oh, yeah, first-time caller to Bump and Stacy's That Magnificent Show. Long-time listener, I'll tell you something right now. You know what? The cream always rises to the top. And Mr. Cal Big Dumper's going to rise tonight. Oh, yeah, they got business to take care of. And I'm pretty sure that the Canadian Toronto Blue Jays got a lot of piles of maple leaves to rake up. We got business with the Dodgers. Oh, yeah.
Thanks,
don't worry,
Macho Man.
Stacy don't get it. All right, she didn't grow up on Macho Man Randy Savage, baby. That was awesome. That was him.
That was a pretty good impression.
That was
over
him.
the phone.
I'm pretty sure that was he's risen. That was Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah, Macho Man, rest in peace. He's no longer with us, but he was there for a moment.
Well, I'm glad you guys had a connection.
Stacy's in my ear like, what is this?
No, I told you who I thought it was for a split second. And then you were like, it's not that person. Because he's called in with fake voices before. But then Bump was like losing it the whole time.
Yes, that was awesome.
866-979-3776. The text line's losing it. Who's Macho Man?
He was a wrestler.
Oh, see, this is what.
Snap into a Slim Jim. Remember those commercials?
Randy Savage? Nothing?
You guys, this is not, I didn't watch wrestling.
Well, you've seen the Slim Jim commercials, though. You know what Slim Jims are, right? The little beef jerky dip? Yeah, he was like the guy for 10, 15 years.
See, this is where we're having a big gap here, and things we grew up watching is really coming into play. 866-979-3776. Let's go to Garrett in Woodinville. Garrett, what would you tell the Mariners ahead of Game 7?
Well, I'm with you, first of all. That's what happens when you pick your own nickname. That macho guy was a little weak. Anyway, I would say yesterday was one of the most brutal games I've ever seen from the Mariners. Fielding, hitting, pitching, it was a hard watch, and I've watched them for 40 years. I would tell them it's impossible to drive forward looking in the rearview mirror, though. Yesterday was yesterday. Not a single mistake has been made today. So figure out whatever was going on yesterday, throw it in the black bag, leave it in the past, and just focus on today. Bring it home.
Thanks, Garrett. Something tells me that that's probably what they were telling themselves last night.
I feel like that's exactly what Dan Wilson said.
Yeah, all you can do is, all right, well, it happened.
Hey, you know
Take
what?
it out of your brain.
What
are you going to do? Go back in time and fix it? The worst thing you can possibly do is think about it when you're up in the biggest moment. When you're in the biggest moment to think, yesterday we grounded into 3 double plays.
You know,
Hope that doesn't happen
I've played
again.
in games where we were so bad, and I've coached in games we were so bad that we didn't even watch the film. Like, listen, that was trash. Let's just move forward.
Let's go to Daniel in Auburn. Daniel, what would you tell the Mariners ahead of Game 7?
Okay. Hey, I want to just say this. I have been a fan. I used to watch listen to the Mariners on radio back in the day before they even had Mariner TV. So since I was a kid. 14. But I would say that the batters from 6 to 9, they can't emulate from 1 to 5. They're not home run hitters. JP, you got to settle it down and get them timely hits that he used to get. Or maybe he's thinking about, the young cat down at AAA coming up on him next year. But little said there, I just want him to win. I've already said my prayers for him. Excuse me. But that's what we need. We need some guys to, calzone, singles, not home runs.
Yeah.
You're not a home run hitter. Rivas, when you get on base, you're not a base stealer. Stay close to that bag because you got picked off almost a couple times.
Almost twice.
Right. Get that. I know you're happy to be in there, but just, settle down. Play some baseball like you know how to play, like you was playing during the regular season when we let you in.
Daniel!
Hey, Skull's the little homie. Hey, stop it. Come here. Come here.
Hey, I've been watching since I was 14. I'm 64 now. So
I feel you.
It is what it is. I've seen it all.
I feel you.
I've seen it where Griffey, I've listened to it on the radio when Griffey ran into the wall, broke his wrist. Unfortunately, when they won 113 games, my wife moved me to Florida for 5 years, so I missed that. But I listened to it on the radio still. So,
thank you for the call, Daniel.
That's Unc right there.
Yeah.
Unc said, listen. You sit down. You don't move. You stay there.
I saw, actually saw a couple people. I'm surprised it didn't come up earlier, kind of saying some of what Daniel was saying, where it's like, it's one thing if, Julio and Cal are swinging for the fences, but like you don't want to see it when you've got a favorable count with a pitcher who is losing his command, and like, come on, God, that's an easy walk. Not an easy walk. It's never an easy one, but like,
just realize what's happening right now.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's easier said than done.
It always is.
I was seeing a lot of people say what Daniel was saying. Let's go to Mark on line 4 in Port Orchard. What would you tell the Mariners ahead of Game 7?
Well, thank you for taking my call. A week ago, going into Game 5 against Detroit, I said, do not let the moment be bigger than the moment and be who you've been all season. To parrot the previous caller, I've been a fan of this team since Game 1. I sat through the Kingdom during the George Argyris years where we had 2,000 people in the stands. It was horrible. I've been a fan. This is our time. I restate, do not let this moment be bigger than you. And do what you've done all season, guys. Just get it done. We've been waiting. We've been patient. We love you, and we always will.
Thanks for the call, Mark. Don't let the moment be bigger than it already is.
It's a big moment.
I mean,
It's pretty big.
I don't know how athletes are able to do it. And maybe I'm making it bigger than it is because I am going into this lacking the ability to compartmentalize things and take that out of your mind. It's hard for me not to think they're doing it because it's what I do so easily.
Nah, there are professionals who let the moment overwhelm them and take over. But the majority of these guys, you're playing at the highest level. You're there because of your physical abilities, but most importantly because of your mental, because you're able to treat games like it's another one. You're able to look in the crowd and know that we're on the road. This is Game 7. If we don't win this ball game, we're done. But you're also able to be in that moment, realize that, and still perform. So it's something that I'm jealous because I'll probably never have that feeling again. And it's a stressful but fun type of feel.
All right, let's go to Caleb in Poulsbo. What would you tell the Mariners ahead of Game 7?
Hit the ball.
Deal.
I like that. That's how you win ball
Did you have anything else, Caleb?
Just hit the ball.
Okay. I dig it, man. I hope they do. I hope they do.
Square it up. Exit velo. Lots of it.
Can you imagine Caleb going into the clubhouse and Dan does a whole introduction? Caleb's got something to say to you guys, okay? Came all this way, all the way from Poulsbo to Toronto to tell you this. And Caleb's just like,
hey,
hit the ball.
Hit the ball, guys. When they throw it, you hit it. Hit it far.
Love Caleb.
I like it, though.
Let's go to Ron and Everett. Ron, what would you tell the Mariners ahead of Game 7?
Hey, guys, play hard tonight. Last night's game was a one-off. Don't worry about it. And we're all cheering for you back here in Washington. And, by the way, when the bases are loaded, you got the pitcher on the ropes. Please don't swing at the first pitch. All right, go Mariners.
Thanks, Ron. You know what I'm going to say, though? I think now, Ron, I'm going to need to get my numbers to check it, but I think statistically it's better overall to swing at the first pitch. I need to look at the numbers. There was
It makes sense because
there was some kind of thing I saw.
ahead.
Yeah, there was some kind of thing I saw where like it was with either Cal or Julio with like an average on first pitch swings because they're typically pretty aggressive and do swing at the first pitch.
Yeah.
I think my thing is just whenever it's, 3 strike it, like 3 pitch strike it, like those are the ones where you're like, really? Come on, man. Like that's tough. Let's go to Chuck in Bellevue. Chuck, what would you tell the Mariners ahead of Game 7?
Well, I think I'd tell them to go with what got you there. I don't think that they need to do anything specific. I mean, I think they played well enough to win that game yesterday. If you look at the odds, I play a lot of blackjack, so I pay a lot of attention to odds. And if you look at last night, when the bases are loaded, you have an 85% chance of scoring at least 1 run. That happened 3 times, and they didn't get a run. To get 2 errors in 1/2 of an inning is a less than 1% chance. You get less than 1/2 of 1% to commit 2 errors in 1 inning. And hitting into a double play, you have a 7 to 8% chance of hitting into a double play. They did that 3 times.
God.
25% chance of hitting 3 home runs in a game. So they had a 75% chance that Toronto wouldn't do that. You combine all those odds, and it's a mathematical anomaly with incalculable results. So I don't think that the Mariners need to do anything other than go out there. They're not going to run into the same mathematical anomaly 2 nights in a row. Just play Mariners baseball, and you're going to walk into the World Series.
Thanks, Chuck. I hope that made some people feel better. Chuck was like, I've been punching the numbers.
Chuck, if you
and
buck.
crunching the numbers.
Chuck, if you buck.
And I have found that mathematically, statistically, the Mariners were very, very, very unlucky yesterday. And I don't think they're going to be that. It's hard to be that unlucky twice.
If his numbers are accurate, yes, it's extremely hard.
Quickly, lineup is out. Rodriguez, Raleigh, Naylor, Polanco DH, Arozarena, Suarez, Crawford, Rivas second, Robles in right field. Kirby, obviously, your starter. Back to callers for a little bit longer here. Let's go to Brent calling from New York. What would you tell the Mariners ahead of Game 7?
Hey, Stacy, Bump Curtis, been with you every day during this playoff run. First, thanks for giving me a connection to home on this incredible ride. I just have to say to the last caller, mathematical anomaly with incalculable results. That is the name of the documentary of the last 49 years of Mariners baseball. So thank you for putting that up. Back to the prompts. Yesterday, honestly, they just looked tight. They looked like they let the moment get over them. I'd say just take a breath, play loose, play with the joy that Gino, Julio, and others are known for. And they've earned that right? Bump knows this. The reason you practice individual drills, picking balls all your life is so that when you get into those moments, you execute. You're not thinking, oh, I've got to take a step this way, that way, throw that way. None of that. Just be in the moment, just react. Trust that you are a guy like Julio Rodriguez. You've done the work, and now it's time to just go play ball because, frankly, I agree with Salk. You're better than the Blue Jays. Let's go get it.
Thanks, Brent. Glad we could help you connect with people back home as well, all the way on the other side of the country there in New York. Bump, you think that the Mariners – so Brent and Mike Salk think the Mariners have more talent than the Blue Jays.
I think, you know what, the Mariners are that, like, really athletic team that can do some things that your squad can't do, but that other squad is just well coached and skilled. You know what I mean? So it's like there's room for that squad to beat you and room for the Mariners to do what they do. I think they are the better team.
Yeah.
But Toronto, they're scrappy.
Okay, a couple more here. I'm going to try to go through them quickly. Bill in Kent, what would you tell the Mariners ahead of Game 7?
Yeah, hi guys. I would just tell them to stay calm. No errors, please. And yesterday, the TV announcers were giving up on them already in the 7th inning. So, keep those late inning heroics coming.
Thanks for the call. Okay, do you want to just jump to Trying to jump to a few more here. I just want to make sure we can. Let's go to Graham in Woodinville. Graham, what would you tell the Mariners ahead of Game 7?
Let's frickin' go.
Thank you for editing yourself.
And what did Cal say? Let's take the whole effing thing.
Yep. Continuing to edit, Graham. Thank you. Okay, so Graham said a few expletives that probably would sound a little different if they were speaking directly to the clubhouse there, with just keeping it hyped and keeping it excited. A lot of national outlets picking Toronto right now, by the way. So I'm down for the hype. No
one's really picked the Mariners throughout the series.
It's just interesting in a series 3-3. Clearly, you're in Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's
You know why? Because they haven't seen it. Even though it was 32 years ago that the Blue Jays went.
I think that, look, it makes sense. You look at what Seattle's starting pitching has given them, which is not nearly as many innings as Toronto's. Toronto's starting pitchers have at times outperformed expectations. Scherzer comes to mind as maybe the key one there. And then Toronto's bats have just been unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Several hitters over 300. I think 2 with Vlad and Clement over 400 right now. I get it. I do.
Yeah.
But I don't want people to lose sight of the Mariners being a very good team who didn't fall backwards into the ALCS. You didn't get here on accident. Okay, let's do one more very, very, very quickly. Let's go to Erica and Pasco. What would you tell the Mariners ahead of Game 7?
Hi, guys. Am I the first lady calling? Oh, my gosh.
Today,
Where are the women? Yeah. No, I would tell the Mariners just to seize the moment, really. Like, they've heard it. Remember Ichiro's speech. Listen to what he said and let that motivate you to get you to the World Series, you guys. Come on. Give it all. Take every risk. If you got to get hit by the pitch, get hit by the pitch. Steal those bases. Jump at those balls that are coming at you and just reach for them and catch them. Like, do it for your families, do it for the fans, do it for Seattle, do it for the Pacific Northwest, do it for Washington State. You got so many families and fans out there rooting for you. And when you get this opportunity, you're not going to probably have this opportunity again. You're going to probably have a different lineup next year. So seize the moment. Take this opportunity. Go for the risk.
All right, Erica, thank you for calling. Erica, wrapping it up for us. Let's see what's on tonight.
What's on tonight with Bump and Stacy, brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot. Now, here's what's on tonight.
You already know what's on tonight. Game 7 between Mariners and Blue Jays, 5:08 p.m. on Seattle Sports app and 7:70 a.m. Also Monday Night Football between the Seahawks and Texans. Pregame starts at 4 p.m. for both. Kickoff at 7 p.m. for the Seahawks. Coming up next, Texans.
It all comes down to this.
You should feel alive. This is what you love about sports.
A moment 48 years in the making.
The Mariners will win tonight. They go to the World Series.
As the Mariners' hopes of the first World Series in franchise history hinge on one game.
I think it's a beautiful thing. This is stuff you do in your backyard as a kid. Like the baseball gods wanted us to be here.
ALCS Game 7. Winner advances to the World Series. First pitch at 5 on the Seattle Sports app.
Start having fun. Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot.
Progressive has great customer service, and it's easy to reach us because great and easy is the way to be. Like salads. Great for you, and so easy you can put any group of veggies in a bowl and it's a salad. A full carrot with a head of cabbage? Weird, but still a salad. 1 radish and a couple of green beans? Also a salad. 14 blueberries, half an onion, and a sunchoke? Odd, yes, but an odd salad. So contact Progressive's customer service by phone, app, or online. It's great and easy, just like salad. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
At Bible Law Group, our team reflects the same lessons learned by our founder, James Bible, while playing for legendary Husky coach Don James. Coach James always said it's amazing what gets done when nobody claims credit. That's the philosophy we carry into every case, because your victory is what matters at Bible Law Group. When your legal problems hit biblical levels and you feel like you're stuck in a lion's den of litigation, you need a legal team that won't back down. At Bible Law, we've secured over $40 million in settlements for our clients, and we're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
I had a young woman who was on a new SUV, and she had attachments to her old car because it was her first car, and she had questions because she was doubling her spending budget, and she was very fiscally responsible. It was almost making her sick. And the best path at that point was to, let's stop for the night, and you go home and take a breath. She came back in the morning and bought the car. She was way happier. These are major life accomplishments. You have the ability to afford at this tier. You've secured one of the major needs in your life. You should be feeling a tremendous amount of pride and respect for your accomplishments. I'm just grateful that we get to celebrate it with them, that we get to be part of it in that aspect of it.
The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends. And explore the lively nightlife scene. The dining district at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
Get rid of stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin with ProSculpt, the simple one-day permanent fat reduction and skin tightening treatment. Book your free consultation at ProSculpt.com.
After years of wear and tear, Joe had osteoarthritis in his wrists and shoulders.
I've pretty much worked out my whole life. I actually decided I'm going to train for a half Ironman triathlon.
The pain was interfering with every part of his life.
Basically, can't sleep, causing those kind of problems, very limited movement.
Joe had surgery, but it wasn't the fix he was looking for.
The doctor told me, he's like, hey, this is just going to be a partial fix. You're going to eventually need joint replacement.
That's when he decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
And they're just getting better. I can basically do full motion. I don't have really any pain.
What kinds of things are you able to do now that you weren't before?
I like to golf, and it definitely has made my golf game not as painful. And sleeping. I'm sleeping better because I don't have that aching at night going on and having to roll over.
So, are you recommending this to others?
Oh, everybody I talk to. Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. Are they a reliable service? How will I know if something happens? Are they keeping everyone safe? At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today to talk to a local security expert.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
Texans. Hey,
Patrick, what am I now?
Stupid?
No, I'm Texas.
What's the difference?
Got it. Nailed it. Got it. All right, you got Monday Night Football tonight. Seahawks hosting the Houston Texans. I have a series of 5 questions for Curtis and Bump. Bump currently leading the season series at 4-2. Curtis, let's see if you can get back into this, but you're going second. Bump.
I've won the last 2. I've been doing a good job at getting back into it.
We know that Texans are the best scoring defense in the league, but how many points on average are they limiting opposing offenses to? It is multiple choice if you want it.
12.
She doesn't know what that means.
12.
Yes.
Yes. Curtis.
She was a French student in high school, right?
I forgot about that.
Italian major.
Italian?
Not major, sorry. I took Italian in college. No. Curtis, this will be an interesting test. My professor taught Amanda Knox.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's so cool.
Celebrity signing. This will be an interesting test for Seahawks offense, who's top 5 in scoring. Can you name 2 of the 3 teams ahead of them? Excuse me, 4 teams ahead of them. 2 of the 4 teams ahead of Seattle in scoring. Just think of high-scoring offenses.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to say...
And don't say a name unless you mean it.
Okay. Well, right.
She'll react.
I'll count it as wrong. I swear to God, I'll do it.
I'm going to say the Colts are one of them.
Yes.
They've been putting up a lot of points this year.
Yes. 3 other choices.
I am going to say
You got it.
I'm going to say the 49ers are the other.
No.
No?
No.
They dropped out this week?
It's Detroit, Dallas, Buffalo, top 5.
I would have said Niners. I thought Niners were in there.
I mean, did I miss something? Oh, no. I'll look it up later. Curtis, sorry. I had from my notes Indy, Detroit, Dallas, Buffalo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bob, which NFL team is averaging the fewest points per game? Hint, it's not the Texans, even though they're tonight's opponent.
The fewest points per game?
Yeah.
Vegas is basuda right now. Cleveland just put up, 30-something on. I'm going to say Vegas.
No.
Who is it?
Titans.
Oh, yeah.
Curtis, a chance to even it up. It's only true or false. True or false. The Texans' passing offense has been up and down, but they're actually top 5 in rushing yards.
Nick Chubb, he's doing his thing. Why not? True. They are top 5 in rushing yards.
False.
Wow. Dang.
Okay.
Wow.
Not a lot of energy.
I mean, it's the Texans.
It's the Texans. Bump. You know when someone asks you what you had for dinner and suddenly you can't remember, even though you feel like you should know? Let's try that here tonight. Tonight's Monday night is a doubleheader again. Which 4 teams played last Monday in the doubleheader?
Oh, man.
It was Tampa Bay was one of them. I don't know who they played.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not. I'm not sure.
This is a complete guess.
Denver Broncos.
No, I'm just going to mark it as wrong.
Yeah.
It was Bills Falcons and Bears Commanders. I couldn't wait to ask you that one.
So
Curtis.
close.
The NFC West has combined for the most wins in football this year with 16. The AFC is in trouble, though. Shockingly, the AFC South, where tonight's opponent is from, is not the worst division in football. And that's because the AFC North and East have been garbage. How many wins are there combined between the Jets and Dolphins, from the East, obviously, and the Ravens? Jets, Dolphins, Ravens. How many wins between those 3 teams?
2 wins combined between those 3.
Correct.
Yep.
Curtis, you're on the board. 1-1 tie. Bump. C.J. Stroud was the 2nd overall pick by the Texans in 2023. Which players were drafted on either side of him?
So the number 1 and number 3.
Yes.
In 2023?
Yep.
God, this is a Curtis question.
Well, it's yours right now.
Number 1 in 2023.
Look, I had to write 2 articles and make this quiz.
I don't know, man.
I still don't know if the 49ers are a top 5 scoring offense.
I don't know.
You don't know?
No clue.
2023, C.J. Stroud, 2nd overall. Do you want to guess?
No, I would have guessed. I would have given myself a chance.
Okay.
Who is it?
Curtis, do you know?
Bryce Young was number 1 overall. Number 3 overall.
Remember, there was a really massive trade, and the Texans famously drafted
Will Anderson.
back-to-back. Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, Curtis. Sticking with the draft, a Curtis question. What Fresno State alum was the first ever pick by the Texans franchise in 2002?
David Carr.
Oh, come on.
Give him that one.
Curtis with a 2-1 lead.
Give me that one.
Well,
give him the other one.
I actually think your next question's your easiest. Former Texans quarterback Matt Schaub famously lost a piece of which body part after being hit hard by Broncos pass rusher Von Miller in 2012?
Piece of what body part?
Bump!
How do you lose a body part?
Bump, you remember this? A
I
tiny
don't.
piece of this a tiny piece of this body part was gone.
His ear.
Yes.
It's a guess. I'm like, what else? What
I was thinking ear or finger, one of the two.
Do you remember this, Curtis?
Vaguely.
Everywhere.
It's a foggy memory.
Oh my God, this was like to me, this was like viral, but didn't quite exist in the same way, but this was everywhere. Wow. Okay. Oh, you got it right. Curtis, can you name the all-time rushing leader and all-time receiving leader for Houston?
Arian Foster.
Yes.
And Andre Johnson.
Yes.
What is going on? What is going on here?
Curtis won.
No, he didn't. We tied. We tied.
I have 3 too.
It's 2-2.
Are you sure? No, he just got
It's
that
3.
one.
I got
3-3.
I got David Carr, Arian Foster, Andre Johnson, and then there was another one in there too.
Look, it's a game 7, okay?
This is crazy.
Let's go to the tiebreaker.
Blasphemy.
Wait, is it tied?
I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't been keeping score.
Might as well be.
Okay, let's tie it
I
up.
don't know.
Oh, my janky.
Tiebreaker, please go.
Somebody who has been listening to the whole segment, text in with what the score is, please.
This is my worst quiz. I'm so sorry. I had so much work to do. Hours of work. Okay.
Oh, man.
Tiebreaker. Go back and forth, starting with Bump, naming sports teams from Texas.
Dallas Cowboys.
You don't just get to get all the teams from one city.
Okay, the Cowboys. Curtis.
The Mavericks.
The Spurs.
Why are you looking at me?
The Dallas Stars.
The Astros.
The Texas Rangers.
The team that plays SMU.
Curtis gets
Mustangs.
the tiebreaker. Okay,
Mustangs.
It took way too long.
I think Curtis won
SMU
anyway,
is
though.
college.
One says 3-2, one says 3-3. Either way,
Curtis,
he's got
tiebreaker
it.
question is multiple choice for the first time ever.
Of course it is. When Curtis has it. Yeah, makes sense.
The Browns sent the Texans 3 first-round picks for which? I'm just kidding. For Deshaun Watson in March 2022. Then gave him a $230 million contract that's now considered one of the worst trades and contracts in NFL history. How much is Deshaun Watson's cap hit for the Browns next year? $40 million, $60 million, $80 million. $40 million, $60 million, $80 million.
I'm going to go with just the most out there number because it's such a bad contract. I'm going $80 million.
It's $80 million.
Yeah.
What the heck is going on? I get a 4-0 lead, and all of a sudden he starts getting these
ALCS
easy
Game
questions.
7, Seahawks Monday Night Football. Seattle Sports has you covered for every minute of every game. Find the Mariners on the Seattle Sports app, where you can hear accurate quizzes, AM 770 or 98.9 FM, or catch the Seahawks on 710, 97.3 Cairo FM. And to stop shaking your head,
Recount.
Download the Seattle Sports app to flip quickly between both broadcasts. Both pregame show, by the way, start at 4 p.m. Mariners pennant push is coming your way at 2. Coming up next, the latest from Julio Rodriguez speaking with reporters ahead of ALCS Game 7.
It's why we love this game, because of nights like tonight.
The Mariners will win tonight. They go to the World Series.
This is stuff you do in your backyard as a kid.
Like the baseball gods wanted us to be here.
We've waited 48 years for tonight. Savor it, Seattle.
I think it's a beautiful thing.
And let's do this.
Hey, Eugenio Suarez, Grand Salami!
First pitch at 5. Hear every pitch of the biggest game in Mariners history on the Seattle Sports app.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health. It's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
What if you had the smartest Wi-Fi? If you did, it'd be Xfinity, of course, and it'd come with their best state-of-the-art equipment. It would boost speeds to the devices that needed them most, prioritizing your most important connections, whether you were streaming, gaming, or gaming while pretending to work. And it would let you stream 4. That's right, 4 games on one screen. It would even power your mobile connection so you could bring faster, secure Wi-Fi speeds with you where you use it most. It would be proactive and fix problems before you knew you had them. Impressive, right? And it would have security features that protect you from threats at home and online. Kinda like a force field for your life. If you had the smartest Wi-Fi, well, everything would work together seamlessly to keep you connected, no matter what. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin. Muckleshoot. The Bump and Stacy Show is powered in part each day by the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com.
This Breast Cancer Awareness Month, choose care that puts you first. At Snoqualmie Valley Health, you won't wait weeks for a mammogram. Appointments are available now, just 30 minutes east of Seattle. Experience the difference with advanced 3D mammography and our new Breast Health Suite, designed for accuracy, comfort, and peace of mind. If you're 40 and older, yearly screenings are recommended, and no referral is needed if you haven't had a mammogram in the past year. Don't wait. Detect early. Schedule today at SnoqualmieValleyHealth.org.
As a quarterback, you cannot run a winning play with a messy playbook. And most companies' data, well, it's a mess. AI is changing the game, but if your data is scattered, you're stuck on the sidelines. Brock Heward here, and this is where my friends at Marquee Data come in. They get your data in shape, clean, connected, ready to perform, so you can finally put AI to work for your business. Whether sales, finance, or operations, every smart move starts with the right data. So head to mydataqb.com to draw up your game-winning data play today. That's Marquee Data or mydataqb.com.
This is a message worth listening to. Our friends at Mazda of Everett always offer you their best deals. Mazda of Everett is the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer for a reason. They sell more new Mazdas than any other dealer on the West Coast, offering you their best deal every day. Shop over 300 new Mazda CX-5s with 0.9 financing for 60 months, available on approved credit. Located on Highway 99 in Everett, or shop MazdaofEverett.com. Based on Mazda USA's retail sales reports 2025.
Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here. I'm excited to introduce you to my good friend Keith Dashafy, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Keith?
Thanks, Rick. Just like our favorite baseball team, Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington is stepping up to the plate. Mention Go Seattle when you book, and you'll knock it out of the park with 15% off and 12 months, no payments, and no interest. Schedule today before this deal is gone.
That's fantastic, Keith. Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
A monumental Game 7 tonight for the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is at 5:08 p.m. Taking a listen now to Julio Rodriguez speaking with reporters.
Julio, you've done some pretty cool things in your baseball career already, but never been part of a Game 7. Just what was the feeling waking up and getting to the ballpark today?
Definitely really excited. I should say, like, this is my first time being part of a Game 7, and, they say in sports that there is no, better two words than that. So I'm very excited for today.
Go to Daniel on your left, Julio.
Julio, you've talked all October about embracing the pressure, embracing the expectations. Why has that been such an important mentality for you and this team to have?
I would say when you embrace something, you kind of see it for what it is. You don't try to add more to it. I feel like when you do that, like, you're able to be more present and, like, kind of, taking the situation for what it is, and be yourself in it.
First row on your right, Julio. John?
Hey, Julio. I know a lot's been talked about the All-Star break and the time that you had to get away from things to mentally reset and get ready for the second half. What did you do during that time that was so effective for you to be able to have a great second half?
I would say, kind of like I was telling him, just kind of like embracing, everything that I had going on. I feel like the first half, on the personal level and also on the field, like, it was a little rough for me. I feel like, embracing all of that and kind of understand that kind of who I was better. I feel like that's what helped me out, to kind of becoming to my own and just kind of play the way I'm used to play without kind of really trying to fill anybody's shoes or trying to be something different than that.
I know during the offseason, I think it was 2021, you played for Escogido. I believe Vladimir was playing for them at the same time. How much did you overlap during that season? What was that experience like playing with Vladimir on that team in winter ball?
It was in 2020, and we became really good friends back then. I feel like, he was a big prospect when he was coming out of the Dominican Republic, and, since then, I remember, like, following him, and, like, we got to meet, like, in person and all that in the Escogido, and he was always really welcoming with me, and, like, we always talk a lot, and it was really nice to me, so it was really cool, to, like, have him on the other side and kind of going battling on the field.
Go to the fourth row straight ahead, Gabe.
Hey, Julio. The way you guys have won 2, you lose 2, you win 1, you lose 1, have you ever experienced such an emotional swing playing baseball before?
Obviously not. This is the first time that I play a Game 7, but I just feel like, that's how the series evolved. I feel like in the emotional side of things, I feel like I try to be, like, pretty even keeled through this, and, like, every time that we play in the game, it's like 9 innings and kind of playing hard and can let everything else happen. And, with baseball, you can't really, like, hold on too much to how you feel about a win or a loss. So, it's definitely been really fun, the swing of things in this series.
The fourth row on your left, Jordan.
Julio, we've seen you wearing a lot of anime shirts during the postseason. Can you talk about that interest and how that has inspired you throughout your career and how it maybe helps you even on the field?
Well, like, I love anime. I don't know if that's a secret for anybody in this room, but now I love anime. And I've been watching it since I was a kid, and if you get to see so many of the characters that at least, let's say, Goku and Dragon Ball Z, of, like, Luffy in One Piece or Naruto in the show, I feel like they are really motivational. They, at least for me personally, like, they have really, like, their mentality and the way that they approach certain things, I feel like really resonates with what I do and what I do in baseball, because, baseball can get really tough because everybody knows it's a really difficult sport, but at the same time, like, you can't shy away from the challenge, and you always got to continue to push forward in those situations. And I feel like that's something that you get to see in anime a lot, in the storyline, the character development, them overcoming challenges. And I feel like that's why I really love anime. I know there's a lot of people say, oh, but it's a drawing and all that, but, like, once you sit and watch and you get to kind of resonate with what they're saying in the show, I feel like it's really cool.
Julio, what makes this clubhouse so special, and what has being a part of this team meant to you this year?
I would say, like, the brotherhood that we have with each other. I feel like we really get along with each other. We really like to play for each other. And I feel like that's something that separates us, and a few of us have been playing together for a while, and, like, I feel like we definitely see each other as brothers, and I feel like that's why we're able to go and take a field and compete for each other.
Right up front, Julio.
Julio, with a Game 7, do you need to fight the urge to try to do that little bit extra, a little bit more, or do you lean into the moment of what's in front of you tonight, and how do you kind of approach it?
I feel like that's the right way to do it. You know, like we've been here by being who we are, by playing our baseball, and I feel like that's something that you have to double down. You know, there is no need to do more. I feel like everybody have been doing it the whole year. We've been playing baseball the whole year, preparing the whole year, and that it came down to one game. You're just doing one more of the same thing. I feel like that's a mentality we should take in this Game 7.
Julio, I'll do mine in Spanish. Imagino que creciendo, teniendo la posibilidad de jugar pelota, siempre imaginaste tener la oportunidad de jugar un juego 7, ¿no? Y creo que donde las papas queman, como dicen. ¿Cómo reflexionas sobre esta oportunidad y cómo está la mentalidad, el aspecto mental adentro del Clubhouse, teniendo en cuenta este desafío que tienen hoy?
Yo digo que sí, muchísimas veces de verdad de chamaquito. Yo siempre pensé como, juego 7, 3-2, base llena, fulano pichando y que venga yo y de un jonrón. De verdad que fueron muchísimas veces que yo hice eso con mis amigos, solo, jugando PlayStation. De verdad que lo hice mucho y de verdad que me siento muy emocionado por tener esta oportunidad. Básicamente como cumplir uno de mis sueños en un sentido de poder jugar un juego 7 cuando o tú ganas o te vas para tu casa.
Julio, way back before you signed with the Mariners, what did you know about the franchise? What did the franchise symbolize or signify to you before you signed there?
Before I signed, the biggest name I knew was definitely Ichiro Suzuki's name. Like he was really popular in the Dominican Republic for his way of playing, and right around the time that I signed, that my favorite player was really Nelson Cruz, and that's something that kind of like pulled me up to the team too, and just kind of like the way that I thought they were going to develop players. That was like the biggest thing we knew, because I feel like for us in the Dominican Republic, even though like we follow the MLB, I feel like our biggest baseball is Dominican Winter League.
Julio, the last time you guys faced Bieber, your home run was the only thing that the Mariners got off of him. Can you take us back? What's it like facing him? What are kind of your cues and keys when you face Shane Bieber?
I mean, he's a really good pitcher. You know, like he's been in this league doing what he's been doing for a while, and like that he's a really good pitcher. That that you got to go out there and compete against him and trying to get your pitch, because he also got obviously like his plan, and kind of you got to bring it to your own zone.
Julio, let's Dan talk to you about where he wants you in the lineup tonight, and do you have a preference?
No, I'm ready to compete, man. Like for me, I feel like the only thing I can control and really do is just like my intent, my preparation, and just be ready to compete.
Coming up next, get ready for this Game 7 with the Mariners pennant push. Right here on Seattle Sports, your home for the Mariners and the ALCS.
A moment 48 years in the making.
Hey, Eugenio Suarez, Grand Salami!
It all comes down to this.
The first Game 7 in the history of the Seattle Mariners.
I think it's a beautiful thing.
In your backyard as a kid, you imagine those Game 7 moments.
Be excited and ready to go for that challenge. I feel like the baseball gods wanted us to be here.
ALCS Game 7. First pitch at 5. Hear every pitch of the biggest game in Mariners history on the Seattle Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here with Keith Dashafee from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Hey 12s, Steve Rabel here. Men 40 and older, today is the day. Before kickoff, stop by Ticketmaster Tailgate for a quick PSA blood test from Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. Visit vmfh.org/Seahawks for details.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service will help your company with logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats,